you done? You're a pink pony girl, and you dance
And you
at the
dance at the
club.
club, oh
Oh,
mama,
my.
just having fun
On
on the stage
stage
in
in
my
my
heels.
heels.
That's where I belong. Brandon was born at the Pink Pony Club. We went to the Pink Pony Club last Friday, and Brandon turned up.
We did, and it
He
was
showed his whole
fun.
ass. Insert video clip here because we have to.
I'll add a couple. I'll even add the one where we're singing Christina Aguilera.
Oh yeah, I am
There'll be a little
beautiful.
montage starting now, y'all, for your listening and viewing pleasures.
Brandon! Here's two steps. Nothing switch. Oh. And now looking in your eyes. Emptiness. What? This is all. Let the puzzle undone. Where to go? Cause you are beautiful. And no matter what they say, words can't bring you down. No, no, no. Every single way. So if you can't find me, look to the western sky. If someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am divine. I'm flying high, defying gravity to match them in now. Oh, and then if you're not watching on YouTube, you absolutely need to because these videos are priceless.
Yeah, because quite honestly, look, there's probably a way to put the audio in the garage band. I don't know how to do it. I'm not getting paid enough for
Yeah.
this tech shit. So if y'all
Nope.
want to hear and see it,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, Shade of It All podcast. And you know what? While we're
Mm-hmm.
at it, let's switch things up. Why don't y'all go find us on iTunes right now? Give us five
Yeah.
stars. Leave us a review. Also,
Mm-hmm.
Spotify, give us 5 stars, do it all. Because guess what? This is the Shade of It All podcast hosted by me, Brandon,
I'm Magdala.
and hello. So do all that. We doing it on Front Street today.
I kind of missed my cue. I messed that up a little bit because you said me, Brandon. I could have said me, Magdala, and I said I'm Magdala.
It's
That's just
okay.
because I mess things up as per usual.
No, like it's one of those things where I pivot, I go left, I go off script. Not that we have a script, but if there was a script, I would have been off the script.
I couldn't pick it up fast enough. I'll do better next time, boss.
It's okay. It's only the 31st episode of our podcast or 32nd.
No,
This
because
is our
usually
32nd.
you usually say I'm Brandon. I say I'm Magdala, which is why I
This is
said
true.
I'm Mag
This is
because
true.
I'm a dumb bitch and I said I'm Magdala
I
instead of
am
saying my name
Magdala.
instead of
Magdala is
me
me.
Magdala whatever.
Uh,
Hi
no.
y'all. How's it
Hey, how
going?
y'all doing? Long
Hey.
time no chat. Well, not really. It's
How
only
are
been like a
you,
week.
Brandon?
I'm good, Maggie. Just getting through the week. It's Wednesday. We're recording, and I'm ready for it to be the weekend
Oh
because
girl.
I'm
That's how I
over
feel
it
as
all.
soon as Monday comes and goes.
Yeah, I'm just like this working stuff. Don't care for it.
Nope.
It's just like lame and annoying, and I don't like it.
I mean, I'm thankful to have a job and stuff, but
Yeah, I guess.
it's
No, I am. Yeah, we gotta have a job. But
hard.
it's just, you
Like
get in this mundane cycle and you're just like, what is the point of life?
literally. No, Obi came home and he was like, my boss was just telling me how good of a job I was doing recently. And I was like, it must feel nice to be appreciated and feel like you're doing stuff and getting stuff done. And I was like, I wish I felt like that coming home from work.
Oh, Maggie, I'm sure you're doing great.
Yeah, I need to hype myself up because not everybody's gonna be Mr. Rogers and tell you that they're thankful that you're their neighbor and they're happy to know you.
It would be nice if they did every day, though.
It
I'm
would
one of
be.
those, I need an everyday thing. I've learned this about myself. If it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
happen for a minute, I think it didn't happen to begin with.
Exactly.
It never
Like
happened.
my words of affirmation is my love language. What's your love language? Do you know?
That's a good question.
Oh, we're taking the quiz today. That's fine.
We can take the quiz.
Stay tuned and we'll find out next time.
I think the double Leo in me thinks all of them.
That's funny because the last time I took the quiz, I had a tie for with three of them.
That's so
But I
odd.
think I was just in my feelings. Also, I've taken it like multiple times. But I know at the bottom line, it's words of affirmation. Like when people tell me, Magdala, I appreciate you, or you're pretty, or that outfit looks cute, it will completely change my perspective of whatever is going on.
I think it is words for me too, ultimately. But
Really?
I think ultimately, like probably, I think, we all say we have one or you're supposed to have one, but I think everyone
Yeah.
has a little. I'm making this theory that's
Oh,
based off
yeah.
not knowing anything. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
everyone feels like everything or everything is
Of
everyone's.
course.
But
Of course.
there's probably one that's more than the others.
Yeah, it's acts of service, words of affirmation, gift giving, quality time, and something else. There's five of them.
I would say quality time, but there's definitely moments, you spend time and then you're like, okay, I need a break. I need
Yeah.
me time. So I'll say words. And then
Oh, physical touch.
oh,
Well, how did I
physical
forget that
touch,
one?
yes.
That's the last one.
You know,
I feel like you're a quality time person. You like to spend time with the people you love.
this is true. When they spend time with me or want to spend time with me. But sometimes
You're
they
like,
break their feet. Sometimes they're busy.
not him calling me out. No, it's crazy, Brandon. When I saw you on Friday, it was like the first time I've seen you in person in like 3 weeks.
It's been a
And I was
minute.
like, it didn't feel like I hadn't seen you until I saw you. And then I was like,
Hmm.
damn, I haven't seen him.
We haven't physically been in the same vicinity.
We haven't,
It's
and
just
we're
virtually.
typically seeing each other like every single day.
Hmm. But
It's so
we're gonna
funny
get
because
back to it.
yes. I should be cleared to move around normally tomorrow,
Oh,
but my
really?
membership doesn't kick back in until the end of the month. But we can still do stuff now. So if you wanted to like come work out with me,
That's good.
or I could join you guys and take a walk or
True.
something.
I mean, side note, I might be going tomorrow at like 6:30. You could sneak in. I feel like no one's gonna be there. Coach Jen might just be happy to see you.
Oh, I should just go and turn up. Like, hey
Hey
guys.
y'all, it's just me. It's the
Hey
day
y'all, it's
you could
me.
do upper. So even if your foot's a little, you won't be
Oh,
doing
but
too
my
much.
my thing won't be active again until the end of the month,
Just give her a
the
little wink.
24th or
Give her a
whatever.
little wink wink.
I wonder if she'd let it slide.
She might for one or two.
Well, I saw she's been gone or something. I saw today.
I think
But
so too, because she sent a message that was like, "Oh, you must have not been around."
oh, she texted me on Monday. I'm such a mean person. I really don't be messaging people back at all. My professor texted me 2 weeks ago, and I've just been looking at it like, I don't know what to say.
It's
He just asked
okay.
me how I was doing, but because I want to quit the program, I don't want to text him back.
You're like, I'm avoiding this.
I'm
I'll
gonna
make sure
Trump.
you text Coach back after this so she
Yes,
doesn't feel
remind me,
abandoned.
reminds me.
Uh, but it's
And
okay.
I've been
Um,
ghosting friends since Friday. Not terrible, but could be better.
well, you haven't been ghosting me since Friday because y'all, Brandon is officially 30. I'm
He's
30. In
2010.
2010, as I like to say, but nobody gets it when I say it.
How
Um,
does it feel? How do your joints feel today? No, I'm just kidding. It's not
I
that deep.
It's not. I feel like no different. And even though I know I'm 30, I'm 17. Like
I'm
of
17 again.
like I don't feel 30. So it hasn't
Yeah.
officially hit me. It did just happen. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
But it was a nice celebration. My besties really came through. I combined friend groups. I did it, and it was, I don't know if this is a
It
good
was
or a bad
success.
thing, but everyone loved each other.
Good for us, maybe bad for you. No, we didn't love
No,
each
it's
other that
good.
much.
It was
It's
good,
like
but they were starting to make plans. As like one friend, Victoria, was just like, y'all got to come over for movie night, which
I
would be
told her,
fun
say
actually.
would be absolutely. I was like, say when. I'm making plans that they don't know about yet. I
I'm
need
fine
them
with
to
it.
invite me over at least once so I could be like, hey, so the next time
So the next time
we
we hang out,
we're gonna do this.
yes. And then we'll definitely be able to do more when I move out too. So there'll be even more
Absolutely.
spaces.
Oh my gosh.
So
We could
you
have
know,
like First Friday at your house or Taco Tuesday at your house or anything we want at your
first
house.
Friday.
Brandon, I'm gonna be at your house all the time. I'm gonna be like, I'm getting dressed to go somewhere without you. What should I wear?
I'm
Oh, for
down.
context, Brandon's moving to my apartment complex. So we're gonna be
Yes.
neighbors.
Probably in about, I'm thinking October. I want to save a little more. I gotta get, the thing is, I gotta get a bunch of stuff because I had stuff in storage, but
Well,
I emptied my
Brandon.
storage like a year, maybe over a year
Oh
ago.
no, that was longer because I remember you were
Was
trying to
it?
sell stuff.
Oh
I feel like
yeah.
it was
Oh yeah, it
two
was.
years.
It might have been two. Time goes by so quickly. Yeah.
And you had the unit for like four, I want to say.
I had it because I was like, oh, I'll be moving out soon. And then I was like, I could wait. And then my
Yeah.
mom was just like, oh, you're paying this bill monthly. And I'm like, Mom, leave me alone. You don't understand. And then I finally was like, okay, now I think it's time because,
Yeah.
and then I did.
Well, Brandon, that's why you have a housewarming party.
This is
All of your
true.
friends have jobs. We can help you with whatever is remaining on the list. I mean, not a bed or nothing, but
I'm
some
like, can y'all get me a
appliances.
couch, a nice sectional
we
plush?
we could come together. I feel like the friends that you have, you could easily be like, "Hey guys, I'm having a housewarming. Here are some suggestions. Send one item and we'll just split it and go all out and get it for
You
you."
know what?
I mean,
Maybe I
how much
gotta
is
play
it?
my cards right. Well, a couch is expensive.
$1,000?
A couch is over 1,000.
Oh,
Unless,
really?
yeah, like even at like Costco, they're like 1,500 for
Oh
like a
my
good
gosh.
couch.
You can tell I don't have one, so
I
that
mean, if
makes
it's like small, but I want like a big couch
Oh, you
that
want like
like,
a sectional?
yeah, and that
Mm.
would maybe be the set for even our podcast when we finally record in
Oh
person. Take this to
yeah.
the next level. So we got
Next
to do something
level.
that's beautiful.
We do.
Um, but yeah, for my 30th birthday, my parents, you're old when your parents are getting you like dinnerware as the gift. I got plates, I got forks and spoons and some
That he's
glasses.
very happy about because they're very nice.
They are. I'll be
They
hosting dinner
ate.
parties. They did. I was like, I love this. It's like bronze silverware. I'm like, oh my God, this is
hmm
amazing.
Oh, that's when you know you're in the upper echelon of society. When your silverware is not silver,
It's
it's
not silver.
gold,
That's
it's
just the code word
bronze,
for it. It's
it's
bronze.
crimson.
It's crimson. But yes, but my birthday was fun and the karaoke was fun. It was at this place called La La, not to be mistaken for La La Kent from Vanderpump Rules, even though she does sing. Um, but it was fun. I liked it a lot. I want to go back. We got like I
Me
felt like the
too.
2 hours flew by. I wanted three.
No, for real. We had a 2 hour limit and we could have stayed there for like four.
We
We were
could have.
really just getting into it when we had to go.
I know, right? And then we went, and then I was wearing long sleeves because we were gonna go somewhere else, but I was like, I'm kind of hot. So we like found a breeze and sat down and drank and just talked. It was fun.
It was fun. Downside was the room got super hot, but then they gave us a fan, which became a prop for
It
Brandon.
did, which it was something I didn't expect, but I loved.
It was amazing.
It was
We were
wonderful for
like
defying gravity.
blowing air in his face while he was singing, and he ate it up. This man is a performer. Don't get it
I
twisted.
try, but there
Brandon
was
puts
even
on
a
a
couple songs
show.
we forgot. I wanted to do Don't Rain on
Oh
My
yeah.
Parade.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Oh, don't tell me not to live, just
Just
sit
sit
and
and
putter.
putter. That's just, we just gotta add it to the list for next time. But the food was good too. I had good wings. Maggie got duck
Yeah.
linguine.
Yeah, it
I was
was
like,
all right.
it looked
But it was
good.
like a, oh, duck? sure, kind of
You're
thing.
like, I'll have duck in this
But it was
speakeasy.
good. I was just looking to see if Lala had her baby. I guess she's still pregnant.
Oh, she's so pregnant and she has I think like an Amazon show now where
What?
it's like, I don't know.
Amazon Live. Mama Still Got It is almost here. The first episode drops on 8/8.
That's tomorrow for us.
Wow.
Maybe today if you're listening on the 8th. Or if it's past that,
Interesting.
it already happened. So y'all go watch our show. Maybe it's good.
Maybe it's good.
We'll see.
We will see.
Um,
And then Saturday.
Saturday, my actual birthday. I had, there was plans with Maggie and our other dear friend Astra. And it's always a good time with them. So it's not that a good time wasn't had.
Brandon, feel free to say how you truly, truly feel. Because I think that Saturday was one of the worst days ever. So if I can say I had a terrible day, you can also say that you had a terrible day.
Here's the
Don't
thing.
sugarcoat it. Don't spare my, I mean, you never spare my feelings, but don't spare my feelings. Say how you really feel.
It's just like it wasn't terrible because who I was with. It was just
Mhm.
terrible because it was just tiring.
And
That
it was a series of unfortunate
that's the
events.
thing. Okay, so like Maggie told me on Saturday, I'm gonna pick you up at 9:30. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so early. I want to sleep in. And like we drank the night before, but I was like, okay, fine. And then like the morning came, I made sure to wake up, and then I was just like, okay, I'm feeling fine, but not really. So I'm like, can we do 9:45? And you're like, that should be fine. She wouldn't tell me what this was for though. So I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, it's some surprise. I'm sure she's just taking
Yeah,
me.
it was a birthday surprise.
It was a birthday
Continue.
surprise. And
Continue.
so, she ends up showing up at 9:55. I still wasn't ready, but it's just like 5 or 7 more minutes. So we left my
Yeah.
house at 10. And
Mm-hmm.
then we go, and then we end up at Astra's place. And I'm like, we're just at Astra's place. What is the surprise? And I guess it was to pick up Astra. And then we start to go,
She was
but
also late, by the way. We
she was
waited a
also,
couple minutes for her.
we did. Everyone was late.
Everybody was
Um,
late.
and so we were gonna go to whatever, but then the email said for the place because we were gonna go zip lining. That was the big thing. That was the thing I knew about at 1:30. But it was in Ocala, so it was like an hour and a half away. And they're like, "Oh, you gotta get there like 20 minutes early." We could have showed up 5 minutes late and been fine. So we low
Yep.
key could have done the first plan.
We could have done it.
But and then I think it was Asher who was like, "Oh, I don't think we're gonna make it unless we like leave now."
I would have still gone, but Astro was saying, let's leave now. We wanted to surprise Brandon with brunch at this cute place that does like mimosa flights and like really good food. I hadn't been there before. We didn't know if he had been there before. So we're like, let's take him. I, the perpetually late person, would have just gone anyway and been like, all right, order as soon as the server comes. Like,
Don't
you
look
put
at the
us at the
menu, just
table,
point.
literally, like, pick something. I think we could have made it, but Astra did not want to risk it, which was reasonable because we did spend a decent amount of money on ziplining.
This is true. Hindsight's 2020. We could have
Yeah,
went. But I
we
also
didn't.
didn't know that it was because there was a reservation at 10. I know
Yeah.
maybe it could have changed things. I don't know. I
Is this
probably would
girl
have been
math?
like, it
When
is
you're,
girl math.
I think this is girl math. When it's like, oh, 15 minutes? Yeah, that's fine. But then 15 turned into 25, turned into 35. And it's not all on Brandon. Like, I was late to get Brandon. My dumbass was like, let me go get Brandon coffee. It's
Which was
Saturday morning.
good.
It's 9:30. Let me get my friend a breakfast coffee. The line was like wrapped around the building.
It's always
Oops.
long when you need it not to be.
Literally, that's what it was. And I was like sitting there getting coffee and then all that stuff. So we didn't go to brunch. We decided to just get some food.
We got some Chick-fil-A. It was fine, and then we go, and we get to Ocala, and the weather's fine.
It's
Of course,
hot.
it's
It was hot
hot.
outside. It's
It,
sunny.
and we booked this like a month prior, and we didn't know that there was going to be tropical storm warnings. Because I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you're familiar with Florida, we had a tropical storm warning, and of course, the weekend of my birthday. Didn't rain at all that Friday when we were out and
Mm-mm.
about. And it wasn't really raining Saturday. It was supposed to be mainly, I think, Sunday, which it was mainly. But so we get to the place, and before we went, Maggie was like, "Should we call and see?" And I'm like, "I feel like they would have told us. Like, it should be fine." They even sent an email that we should sign the waiver. So it
Mm-hmm.
should be good. We get there, it's hot. We wait a while. They end up getting us in our like getting started on zip lining at like 1:40 when our appointment
Mm-hmm.
was 1:30. So not too late. We're putting on the gear. It's dirty, except for I got new gloves, but Maggie and Astra got dirty gloves.
It was dusty, y'all. Like, I didn't realize that when you go zip lining that they don't control. I thought, like, I don't know. I thought there was a mechanism to slow down the zip line, but no, you have to like kind of slow yourself down with gloves. And my
Yes.
gloves looked several years old. Like there were no holes, but they were a little rough. And honestly, I didn't care because I was like, "Ah, it's fine, I won't touch my face," until a bug was like sitting on my cheek and I like had to find a way to get it off. I didn't mind it. The reality of the gloves didn't set in until our friend Astra was like about to cry because her gloves were so dirty. And she was like, "This
She
is
was like, they're
nasty."
wet. And I'm like,
They're wet
ew.
and they
I,
smell and her helmet smell and I was like, this is rough all the way around. This
This
is
is
rough.
rough, but it's the experience.
It's
So
the
we get on the
experience.
little trolley thing. We go to like the woods where zip line needs to begin. We go to this mini thing where we're testing out like how to zip line and what to do. I was kind of freaking out at first because, like you said, it's very manual. Like
Yeah.
you have to make sure the left hand's there and then you put the right on top. And then when you're slowing down, you put the right behind and don't put it in front or else you get your fingers cut off. And I'm like, you never know what happens. Like if you're trying to do something quick, it somehow gets in the front. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Um, so I was just a little freaking out, but then we did the test. I was like, oh, this should be fine. It's not as bad when you're
Yeah.
actually like on it and stuff. And
Yeah.
there's like ways, like even if you stop, you can like pull yourself and it's fine.
Yeah.
So it was like cool. So we do all that. We go to the first zip line. There's a bridge. And as we're crossing the bridge, there's lightning. And then we get a call that we have to turn around and we can't do it. And they're like, you know what? We'll just wait because, there's a tropical storm warning, but after
It
lightning,
should pass.
it should pass. And after lightning, we just have to wait 30 minutes. But if there's new lightning, then the time restarts. And I'm like, this is terrible.
They
But
bring us to some dusty shed without walls. It's
mm,
basically just like an overhang. And he's like, do you want some water? So we drink water out of these paper cups.
that
And he's
like
like, yeah,
broke
we're just gonna
completely.
literally. And then he's like, just wait here. And I think I said out loud, like, what? You want us to just wait? Take us back to the front. It's a tropical storm. Like,
Right?
you want us to wait under this shelter for the tropical storm to pass? Come on.
I can't. It was too much. And then like it shortly after starts to actually rain. And they're like, "Okay, so we'll take y'all back now." Like
Mm-hmm.
as it's starting. So they took us back and then it was just raining bad and they were like, "You could wait it out or, if you want to cancel, it's fine." Because by this time it was like 2:30, so it was already like an hour after it was supposed to start.
Yeah.
And we were just like, I was just like, I don't want to wait because, like, what are the
Yeah.
chances it's gonna stop? And then even if it lightnings again, then we have to wait again. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to go. So we
Yep.
decide to go and we go to the front desk to get a refund, and they try to push back. The lady's like, this is just a storm, like it's supposed to clear. I'm like, yeah, but it's 2:30 and we haven't started and we have stuff to do. That like,
Literally.
what do you
I was
mean?
like, there's a whole tropical storm though. And she's like, I have to ask my manager. She walked away. And so then I just slowly trickled my list of reasons why you need to give me my money back right now because I was about to get upset.
I
Like,
know,
look,
right? I was gonna
girl,
be like,
like,
no, refund.
because
It's
she was
raining.
basically, yeah, she was basically like, you can't get a refund, but you can come back another day. Bitch, I just drove an hour and a half for it to rain. You think I'm gonna chance that again? No,
Right? Like
ma'am.
we'll have to think about it and plan it when we know it's not gonna rain or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Which
they
is like
did
impossible to do in Florida. It rains all the
exactly.
time.
It does. So we did get the refund. Finally, she was like, okay, yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah. And people behind us were trying to, and she was giving them a hard time as well. It was kind of funny.
That's stupid.
But we did get it, which I need to check. I think I saw on my bank account that it was pending. So I
Perfect.
should be getting it soon because I got to pay Maggie and
Hmm.
Astra back for their
You're
tickets.
fine. We trust you, Papa Lord.
Oh, yes, thank
You're
you,
good for
daughter.
it.
Um, so it's raining. Maggie pulls the car up for me and Astra because they're like, "Oh my gosh, the rain!" And Maggie's like, "I got you." And then she GI Janes it. She just
That
runs.
was that was really funny because we're like we just get done about to fight for this with this lady. We turn and they both look at the door like, I'm not going outside. And I was like, it's okay. I'll get the car. Because it's my car. I wouldn't have let anybody go get it either. So I'm
True.
like, it's fine. I got the car. I pulled it around.
We all ended up getting wet anyways because you had to walk like a good amount to even get out to the parking lot. So it was kind of like we
Yeah.
were gonna get wet. So we were stupid. We should have just went with you. But
Yeah.
regardless. So then we had to drive an hour and a half back, and I was just exhausted. There's something about being
Mm-hmm.
in a car that's just exhausting. And then we were
Mm-hmm.
waiting for a long time. It was
There
just
was some
tiresome.
traffic.
There was traffic. So like
Mm-hmm.
we did get we ordered some tacos and like stuff from Mexican food from this place that's by where Astra lives. We were
Mm-hmm.
going to the right one, but then when Maggie put in the GPS again, she went to the wrong one. So we ended up getting the food like 20 minutes later. So it wasn't as warm as it could have been. We get to Astra's, we eat in the business center. It's nice, but I'm just tired.
Yeah, I could tell that you were exhausted.
And
We
then
played some games.
we did, which is fun, and I do want to play again this game Assets.
Assets is a lot of fun. You heard it
Hmm.
right. Ass like my big ass sets.
Oh,
It's a really good, it's a really fun game. And then we beat Brandon. I was like, literally all the things, all the
it was fine
things.
because it was my first time playing. So I was kind of like gauging the strategy, and I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm trying to get as many assets up front as I can. So I'm just like, let me try. And then I was like nowhere near their score. But I got the strategy of it, so I was okay
Yeah.
with it. Because I
Yeah.
didn't know, maybe I just didn't pay attention. Because I thought at first it was just how many, it's basically a card game where you're collecting assets and you can like steal people's and stuff like that, long story short. But
Mm-hmm.
there's monetary amounts to the cards. I should have gathered that you count the numbers, but since you have to have pairs, I thought it was just like how many pairs you have at first.
Oh, yeah, the assets do matter. I think I told y'all in the beginning
You
that
probably
it's
did, and
whoever
I
has the
zoned
most
out.
money at the end wins,
Yeah.
but it's okay. And so
And
then I drove Brandon home. We did get coffee before we
we
played
did get
games.
coffee, which was good. We were gonna swim, but me and Maggie, we just ended up dipping our feet in because I was like, I don't
I
feel
did
like
not
getting
feel
in a
like
body of
swimming.
water.
And then it rained again. It
And
was
then it
just like,
rained.
bro,
It
we couldn't
just
catch a fucking break. Did you have a nice evening? I know you got crumble cookie when you got home.
Yes, my mom had got me some crumble cookie and it was nice. I really need to cut back on coffee.
Yeah. Oh,
I
you had another coffee?
yes.
Brandon averages 3 cups a day.
No, I
Comment
need
below if you think you should stop.
it's just like
We were talking about it in the car. Asher was like, 3?
I think it's like a comfort thing.
I think so too. It's like smoking or chewing gum. Like it's just like a habit. You just do it and then it becomes your norm. And so,
It's just like, oh, I need this. Like this is part of my like
yeah.
schedule, which
Yeah.
because like today, here's the thing with today. So I was supposed to go in the office today, but then I get dressed, I'm going. My car's not starting. I'm like,
Oh.
wonderful. I thought it was my keys because I sometimes have issues with my keys. And
Mhm.
sometimes I think I'm psychic. Because like the other day I was like, it's been a while since my key batteries have changed. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I need new ones soon. And then all of a sudden, and then because my car wouldn't start, but also like the key was like blinking red. And I
Yeah.
Googled it and they were like, it could be that the keys are dead. It could be that the keys are dead, or because I have a push to start, or it's that it just can't gauge where your car is. But my car was
Hmm.
unlocked. So I was like, I feel like it unlocked unless my car had been unlocked for a couple days and I just didn't know it. I
Yeah,
don't know. Or
which is
maybe
okay.
it was just fine, I guess. It was just in my driveway. But
Yeah,
it's so I was just like, my dad sent me this thing because I was like, I can't go get new batteries. I know where to get it, but like I don't have a car and I'm not trying to Uber. Like if I
yeah, to
really had
work.
to, I guess I could have. But I was just like, I'll just work from home. I let my boss know and she was like, oh God. And then but this locksmith came to check it out and he was like, it could be your car battery, but I'll go and we'll like look at it for free and I can let you know because I'll be able to tell. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
that's awesome.
Because shortly after, I was kind of like, it could be the car battery because there was something, it
Yeah,
wasn't even starting a little bit. But I feel like when a in my past experience, when my car battery's been dead, it'll at least turn on for a second. So my thing was like, it's not turning on at all. So I
yeah,
feel like it's just the key's not working because you need the key.
yeah.
And because it was
But you have a
blink,
push to start. So then
yeah,
how does that work? Like, so
it's
when you click, when you pressed it, nothing happened?
nothing happened because you need
Oh,
like the
okay.
key fob to like do it so you can like do all that.
Yeah, for normal, regular poor people cars, when you turn the key, it'll do like a kind of thing, and that's how you know the battery's dead. But since this new age
This
technology,
new
I'm
age,
not
I was just
sure.
like, well, it's not doing anything. So like I just feel like it's because there's no key, like the keys. And the thing is, I also because it was like my main key and my spare key weren't working, but I know I got the batteries at the same time. So that's why I was
Yeah,
like, I think it's the keys. But then I was like, it could be the car battery. And then the guy told me it was. So I have AAA. I called AAA. They came like 2 hours later. They gave me a new battery. $250 later, which isn't terrible, I guess, because it lasts
that's
a
kind
few
of steep for
years.
a battery. You could got an auto zone for
I
less, maybe.
know, but I was
I
just
don't know.
like,
I don't know how much couch costs, so never mind. I retract my statement.
I think AutoZone would have been a little cheaper, but I was like, It's fine." He tried to tell me he
Yeah.
was like, "These batteries are hard to come by, and I actually only have one." And I'm like, "Okay, well,
Oh, does your car have a special battery?
I guess
Don't you
I don't
drive a
know."
Honda?
Right. So that's why I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Special.
Uh,
Maybe the push to start ones have that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, but I was just like, "Oh, can you do it here now? Like, do you have it with you?" He's like, "Oh, do you want me to?" And I'm like, well, yeah, if you have
Yeah.
it, like
The
I need a
fuck?
car, I
What
need a
is this
car
Q&A
battery,
for?
right?
Yeah.
And so he did it in like 5 or 10 minutes. It was a little expensive, but I mean, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Um, so what was the point of the story?
We were talking about damn. Oh, coffee. We were talking about coffee.
Coffee. Yes. Um, because I had coffee before I left because I wanted to drink. I'm trying to wake up a little earlier so I can like drink coffee at home and like settle
Hmm.
and then like leave for work, which sometimes it goes backwards because I end up not wanting to leave at all. But
You're
this
like, I'm
time I was
so
like,
relaxed in my house with my coffee.
right, this is so nice and work is so slow. Like, do I need to go in the office? They make you think you do, which you do. I know you do. I go in the office, but you know. Um, but so I was just like, I had a cup, but then it was like maybe like an hour, 30 minutes, hours later, I was just like, well, now I kind of want some more. So I made more as I was settling in to work from home. And then I had some in the afternoon, but I'm not gonna have any tonight, is the thing. I'm making
Good.
sure I don't because I'm trying to be less because I think it might also be making me anxious. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Brandon. That's like the, well, I've heard of being anxious drinking coffee and it gets worse. I haven't heard of coffee creating anxiety, anxious feelings,
Yeah.
but it probably does.
No, I
That
think
happened to me once and I wanted to cry and go home. I was at work too. I was like, this sucks.
this is the worst. I gotta go.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, so I have an addiction, but it's
It's a
fine. We're working
coffee.
through it.
But did
Um,
your birthday end okay? How was the
it
crumble
did.
cookie?
The crumble cookie was good, except for there was a cinnamon toast crunch cookie. They barely had any icing on it.
Really?
Yeah,
Usually they're pretty good about that. I think that's the one I
usually.
ate at your birthday party.
It probably was because Gia got me a lot of crumble cookies. which I meant to get from her car, but then we didn't, which is fine because there was a lot.
There was a
Um,
lot. We had a good time.
we did. It was fun.
Brandon is a drinker. I didn't know. I bought this boy 2 shots. Turned to pick my phone up to take a boomerang or something, and they were both gone. I was like, damn. He
It
took
is
his
what it
picture and
is.
was like, all right, I got things to do. I got
All right,
songs to sing.
we got to get the shots going. I got to sing me a tune.
I got work to do. He had like 3 cocktails and 3 shots and still woke up at 9:30 the next day. I'm proud of
I
you.
did. Thank you. It
Before
was fun.
9:30.
It was good.
It
There
was
was the good
fun.
green tea shots, which I liked from there.
Yeah.
The other drinks, yeah, everyone was saying the drinks weren't that strong. I think you said that too, right?
Yeah, I'm a lightweight, so usually any amount of alcohol will do it for me. So maybe they were giving me a virgin margarita, but I didn't taste anything at
Yeah, you
all.
didn't seem very like you had a drink at all. Like you were
No.
not you just seemed like Maggie.
Yeah, Katie said she had 3 and didn't feel. I was like, 3?
She was
After
lying. I
3,
was like,
you
Katie,
should
I can
be.
tell from your disposition. Don't play with me. We love you, Katie. I'm like,
That's
you're
so
feeling it a
funny.
little bit. Don't lie to me, Argentina.
So we had a great time Friday, which made up for the not so great time Saturday. But I will
It did.
say, on Saturday, I was very concerned because I was like, damn, all the things that I don't want to happen, especially after I say, I don't want this to happen. Like, we were in the car getting ready to leave, and I was like, I don't want to drive all the way to Ocala just to come back. And I drove all the way to Ocala just to come back. And then I was like, I don't want to order the food when we went to get the tacos, the Mexican food. I didn't want to order food because I didn't want it to be soggy. I went to the wrong location and the food was soggy. I was like manifesting my own demise. But then on Sunday, I realized that Mercury is in retrograde. So everything makes sense.
Oh, that yes, it does.
All the
That makes
questions are answered.
all the questions are answered. Okay, yeah.
Doesn't that make you feel better? Like, okay, at least there's an answer.
It
Shit.
does. Now there's an explanation. I feel like Mercury's always in retrograde,
But it for real is this time.
but actually it is. So we can apply it.
And it's funny because I was like, but it technically didn't start till Sunday, but in Asia it did. It was Sunday by that point. So I will
Okay.
just say that Mercury was in retrograde. And then I will also say that we kind of lucked out because so in Florida, when storms come, we don't care. We just proceed with, especially a tropical storm, because it's
Yeah.
either like it's just rain mostly. Of course, there could be flooding. It could be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Storms are not something to take light of, but we do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will say that for driving to Ocala and coming back in a tropical storm, we did pretty well.
Yes.
Like it could have been a lot worse. We could have gotten caught in some flooding on the highway or something. So like it was good.
Yeah.
And for lightning to strike while you're ziplining, it's good that we didn't start ziplining yet.
This is true. That was divine intervention. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't want us to zip line.
They didn't. They didn't.
So it worked out.
It worked out. It all worked itself out.
It
And as
did.
long as you had a good day, that's all that matters. So
Yeah.
it's a fun story to tell. Let
It
me tell
is.
you, you're never gonna forget your 30th birthday.
No, I won't. uh, but how have you been since then, Maggie? What have you been up to?
I've been all right. Honestly, struggling a lot. I cannot get to sleep and I cannot stay asleep. And it's really
Oh.
upsetting me. Like on the weekends, it's fine because I can just sleep in. But
Yeah.
I haven't had a night of uninterrupted sleep. I was like looking through my data because I was really cranky yesterday. And Obi's like, what's the matter with you? And I'm like, I can't sleep. And like, I want to sleep, but like, I keep waking up. And so because of that, I'm waking up with like a lot of headaches. And then I
Oh.
just feel groggy and gross for like a good half of the day. Like I called out of work yesterday. I felt sick, like
Oh
actually
yeah.
sick, which makes sense because your body is like getting rid of toxins while you sleep. Like sleep is good for your health in that
Yeah.
way. And so I think maybe I just didn't get enough because yesterday I had to call out of work. Like I just didn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also tried to like start dieting this week. And so like I wasn't eating as much, which probably didn't help either. Just a recipe of like not sleeping in bad choices.
Yeah.
Because after I ate, I felt better for a little bit, and then the headache would come back. I don't know. Maybe I'm dehydrated too. Who knows?
Are you
I
drinking
got my
water?
hair done last week. I've tried, but like I don't know. I can only get through 64 ounces
That
without
sounds like a
chugging it.
lot.
Exactly. I mean, like it should be 100-ish.
Um,
That's more than halfway.
it's not nothing.
I was getting my hair done and the my hairstylist is like, I can see it in your scalp. You're stressed out. And I'm like, thank you. My hair is deceiving me. She's like, I can tell.
You're like, thanks so
Um
much, bitch.
and
Just kidding.
I guess I haven't I've averaged less than 7 hours of sleep for the
Oh
whole
my
month,
God. I mean,
which is pretty bad. I mean, it could be worse. It could be
you
worse. But I really need 8 hours. Like me personally, the way my life is set up is I need 8.
the thing about me is I need 8 hours.
I need 8 hours. I need 8 hours. So I haven't been feeling the best this week. But other than that, I'm fine. I'm happy to be talking to you. The
Oh
end of my day
yeah,
went well. And then it's
that's
Obi's
good.
birthday this weekend.
Oh fun.
If y'all are listening before September, actually I don't know when it ends, but Busch Gardens has a buy one get one right now. So we're gonna go to Busch Gardens for his birthday.
Oh, that's fun. I haven't been to Busch
Yeah.
Gardens in years.
Literally. And it's actually a cool park.
It is. A lot of good roller coasters, a lot of good rides.
Hmm.
It's good. I like it. I liked Gwazi, even though that's rickety. But
Damn, Brandon, that's like the oldest. But
it was
it is a nice roller coaster
it's
if
fun.
you like headaches.
Or the one, what's the one where they bring you up and then you shoot down?
Oh, Shikra.
No, not
Oh,
no, the other one.
Falcon's Fury.
I think so. I love roller coasters. I think they're
Oh, do
so fun.
you?
Yeah, I haven't been on one in
We
a
should
while
go,
though.
Brandon. Let's
I'm
do a buy
down.
one. You buy one get one now, and then you have until September 27th to go.
Okay. I'll look into it. I'll
We
see.
should go. That could be a cute place to vlog.
It's been a minute since I've been, you know, but I'm
Yeah,
and Montu's fun too. And
Montu's
isn't
fun, and then
there Cheetah Hunt? That's a good one.
Cheetah Hunt is a new one. And then they have another one that has like an elevator in it and it like changes tracks
Oh,
midway and goes backwards. I've only been on it once. That was a while ago, but it was like a really
interesting.
cool futuristic roller coaster.
All right. Amping up, getting some
Hmm.
upgrades in Busch Gardens. Uh, well, happy early birthday, Obi. I'll be sure. What day's his actual birthday?
The 10th.
The 10th? Oh, okay. Oh, he's soon. Oh, he's a Leo too. Look at that.
Yeah, we all are. It's
Leos,
crazy.
Leos.
Gia's a Leo.
Mm-hmm.
Leah from Love is Blind is a Leo.
Love Island.
Love Island, fuck. I'm already forgetting about them. I'm already
Oh
forgetting
no.
about PPG.
No, we can't forget about
Somebody
PPG.
else is cool. Alex Cooper is a Leo.
Okay. I can
Um,
see that.
this little the daughter of an influencer I follow, it's her birthday also. Coach No is a Leo. We
Coach
know
Jen.
personally a lot of is a Leo too.
Yeah. Her
I
birthday was
definitely
just
told her happy
recently.
birthday
You
too.
did.
What's wrong with me?
I
I
don't
knew her
know.
birthday. That's so funny.
My
There's so many
cousins
good
are
Leos.
Leos. Madison, shout out to you. It was just her birthday's 2 days after mine.
Really? I
Hmm.
missed it.
Darn, she'll never forgive you.
Shucks.
Oh,
Did Madison go to my graduation or was that Brandy?
that was Madison.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks for coming, Madison.
She's actually meeting Demi Lovato today because she's working with
She's
her on some job, some commercial. So stay tuned for
That's
that,
so
y'all.
stinking cool.
She
You're
loves
cool,
Demi Lovato.
Madison. Take us to work
Um,
with you.
I know, right? Um, but yeah, so it's been an eventful week, few
It
days.
has
We've
been.
been kind of
Yep.
like going through it though and like catching up. So this episode's a little late, but not insanely late. It feels
Yeah.
late because we were doing two a week for a minute
We were, yeah.
because of
And we
Love
would have
Island.
typically recorded on Sunday, but after Saturday, I was like, do you want to take a break?
I was just like, yeah.
And then I wasn't feeling great on Monday and Tuesday. So here we are on Wednesday. Not too late. There's still a lot to talk
Yes,
about. Oh, I will say Brandon's birthday kind of ended with a double rainbow, like a full double rainbow. We were
it did.
I was driving him home and we saw it. Now, usually it's like a partial thing. I saw two complete
We
rings,
saw the full thing
180
twice.
degrees.
Yes. One
And it's
on top of the other.
on top of the other. And it's so funny because I listened to, I think you took a video and you sent it to me. And the whole time I'm like, it's a double rainbow. Like we were both, I was bugging out.
He was. It's a good way to end it. It's like good luck, right? So like,
Uh-huh.
so
I think
yes.
so. No, I felt so good about seeing the double rainbow after such a shitty day. I was like,
You're
okay,
like,
I'm not
oh
gonna die
yes, there
tonight.
is something out there.
There's sunshine. Oh, remember what Liv said? At the end of the day, you have to open the window and remember there will be sun.
She did say that. How oddly positive.
She's amazing, that
She
girl.
is.
She's getting ready for the Bad Girls Club reunion. Have you seen people talking about her online?
I've seen people saying it. I need to watch I haven't listened to her actual video where they're saying it, but I see people like commenting that.
Yeah.
I've been rewatching some old episodes like during work, like working from home and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And it was just the one where her and Rob argued with Leah about her
Oh
backseat
God.
comment. And I was
Yeah.
just like, this was a rough period for us all, but it's okay because it ended just fine.
We were all having a rough day that day,
We
but it's
were.
better now.
It is.
No,
Liv,
she's
shut
like
the
doing her.
fuck up.
Can you stop being a dumb bitch for 30 seconds?
I'm like, Leah,
Leah's.
wait.
Bro, we gotta talk about Leah. There's a lot to unpack, but I will say she was doing her makeup and she was like, guys, she's just powdering her face. I'm pretty sure she's done, Brandon, and she's just putting the brush on her face for fun because I don't see her applying anything. But she's just like, and it's bright. Like, there's a ring light in front of her and she's doing her makeup. And she's like, guys, I gotta find out what to wear for the reunion. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna wear yet. I'd like something that's breathable, something I can move in, something I could if I need to. Like she
Oh,
like threw a fist or two. That's my recollection of what happened. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I
I
love
remember
that.
her saying like something I can fight in, and then she was like, I'm joking.
Yeah, no. There can't be
I'm
any fist
joking.
fights on this Peacock production.
Absolutely not.
No. We can't do that. We
No,
can't,
we
and
can't do that
nothing's
there.
that serious, y'all. And
No.
like, I mean, I think everyone's gonna clown on Andrea, it seems like.
Yeah, she was pew, pew. Finger guns. Is Rob cute? Or is Rob a good kisser? Yes.
Yes.
Like, girl, were you drunk?
I'm
Take
like,
a drink, take a sip before you do it. Give us some context. Like, was that just straight off the dome? You wanted to spin in a circle? Like, you had to be high or something. She needs to give us a reason why she was doing that.
she's a
Because that doesn't make
comedian.
sense. Like, you just look goofy.
She did. It was a lot. I don't
um,
I'm like, here's the thing. She has so many lives and like videos. I've never, I don't think, watched a full video where
no.
she's like answering a question or like doing a live because I think she's just so uninteresting when she speaks, and not to be rude, but it is what it is. It's like if I can't invest myself in this, so I can't even clown it properly.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because all her like old podcasts she did right out of the villa, more people are listening to. So like the castmates are listening and they're like clowning her for it.
Oh, word.
Because when she did
Damn.
the Nikki and Brie one
Yeah.
afterwards, she was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I could have had Miguel and all
Um,
this. And that's when Miguel was like, darling, you wouldn't have had a chance. I can't, that sounded more like Aaron. Um,
yeah.
and then that's when Leah in some interview was just like, have him.
Take
Go,
him.
take
Have him.
him.
I want
Let's
to
see.
see.
I want to see.
No, for real. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're all bad.
Yeah, they're just not. Yeah.
The finger guns, the saying you could have Miguel, like, girl, what?
And then she even said at one, and it wasn't even a podcast. I think it was while she was in the villa. She was like, I could have had taken Aaron from Kaylor or something like that. And that's why Kaylor in the BFFs pod is just like, I guess if we would have kept her, she could have had Aaron. Ah. Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
like, I love that you like are very confident, but just what? It's one thing if Kane is just on there like answering questions and stuff, but like he wasn't like stirring the pot. He was just answering questions. He was doing a lot. He made like 20 videos in one day. Like that's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
But she's like saying some controversial things and then just being goofy. It's like Andrea,
She,
Andrea.
yeah, she made sense to me when I saw that she was sitting for a Fresh and Fit podcast.
Oof.
And I was like, oh, you're just like a very lame girl who thinks she's really pretty, and you're not pretty. I won't be mean. I've said on this podcast I thought Andrea was pretty actually. Um, but I think
That's confusing to me. I need to know the context of why she was on Fresh and Fit.
I think she's just like she just really feels herself and thinks she's a lot. You know what? I'll just say it. She thinks she's prettier than she actually is. That's why she's bold enough to sing, quote unquote. That's why she's bold enough to say she's willing
Oh,
to take all these men because she thinks she's like this pretty girl. She thinks she should be getting the clout Leah has, but
I
you're just
believe
not that
you.
girl, and
At
that's
first,
okay. Look,
yeah, I
don't
mean,
wish you nothing bad, Andre. It's not that deep. I'm sure you're great, like hanging out with, sure, but it's just not the best showing. I mean, maybe not. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, this is hard. I'm on the fence because one, yeah, if you do think you could steal everybody's more than one person's man, then yeah, you think you're hot shit. One. So that
Hmm.
isn't so yes, you're right there. But two, we really didn't get to see her personality. She could be really great, but the show kind of edited her as the man stealer and the shit talker. Remember how she was like, "Oh, this is the first time Hannah's worked out since she got in the
Yeah.
villa." Like she was every time you saw her, she was saying something shady. Remember when she said you're welcome to Leah?
Yeah.
Like she was being hella shady and then took Leah from Rob, right? So that's how she was portrayed. She could be a really nice person, but we didn't see it then and we don't see it now. So it doesn't help her. It doesn't help her case.
People are, because I guess when her and Nicole came and they were like sitting along the fire and they were like, what brings you on here? Like, what do you want? And she just goes, a husband, a boyfriend. Like, she kind of had like that humor that we've been seeing. And it just cuts to Leah just being like, and then Liv's just like, oh, I'm like,
Okay,
they
cool.
knew.
Yeah, they knew that she was about to stir shit up.
But yeah, I will say, I will defend Andrea here. I think Rob really got her hopes up
Oh
about leaving.
yes.
And I
Oh
could
yes.
understand why leaving the villa, she kind of was still like riding for him and invested.
Yeah.
Because I
Oh
think it made
yeah.
it seem like, oh my gosh, I'm the love of his life that got away.
Literally.
So it was kind of like
Literally.
I kind of get all that, and then even all the girls afterwards, he didn't seem to connect with really. So I
Yeah.
could understand up until Cassie and him did the deed at the
Yeah.
very end. But so for now, for him to be like, oh yeah, she's posting a lot about the show. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, she was on it. I get it was 4 episodes or 4 days, but like, we're not going to act like she wasn't part of one of the most dramatic moments of the season. She was.
Right.
So, like, we got to pay her her dues in that sense.
Yeah. He's just really judgmental. If you do something Rob wouldn't do, he cannot understand why you would do that thing. And so he's just very close-minded. So in her defense, it's like, yeah, she has a phone. Fuck you. She got more followers on. If I was Andrea, I would do the same thing. Q&A. What do you guys want to know? Get my following up. Let me get something out of this show, right? Like low
Right?
key, we're all here for a little bit of notoriety, even if it was
Yeah.
just an episode or two. So get on your Zoom, sis. I don't blame you for that. Now you're being goofy on Zoom and people are trolling you on the internet. That's tough. But get on your Zoom. Why not? And I don't think she's been glowing live ever since. So,
Yeah. And I
but it's
mean,
just, it's not right for him to be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. Who gives a fuck what you would or wouldn't do? She can do whatever she wants.
right. No, I will say apparently she was on live recently at some theme park with her friend, and the friend said, I hate Leah, and allegedly also said Leah's ugly. So that's
Leah, the
not
Persian princess.
our Calabasas queen.
Wow, that's not your friend, Andrea.
I was about to say, I was just like,
That
oh,
girl's not your
y'all are
friend.
setting her up.
Literally.
Um, but
What
we'll
did the live
see.
end abruptly after?
No, she just kept being like, that wasn't me or something like that. And I'm like,
Of course she
okay.
did. Girl, close the phone. It's time
Why are
for
you
the
on
Zoom
live? You're
call
in
to.
line at like a theme park. Like, why are you on
Oh.
live?
So maybe she has been going live because that's kind of
I
random.
think it's been less, but I think every now and then.
She
Um,
doesn't care then. Get your bag then. That's fine. Like, who
yeah,
cares? Do
go
you,
off.
sis? I keep seeing Johnny from last season, a bombshell from last season who kind of disrupted season 5. I keep seeing ads of her trying makeup and stuff. So it's like that could be Andrea in a year.
Oh, interesting.
I
I
saw her and I
mean,
was like, is this somebody I know? And I was like, it's Johnny.
she looks familiar.
Yeah, I keep seeing her on TikTok. So Rob is annoying. We listened to, well, I listened to most of the BFF
Oh,
podcast with Kaylor, Aaron, and Rob.
yeah. I mean, here's the thing about the BFFs pod. You don't go there if you want to learn information or follow
It
something that's like a coherent, consistent interview.
was a little rough. It was a little rough. No, it
Yeah.
was rough. How do you interview people and you haven't watched the show? Only the girl had watched the show and she barely spoke.
She did Brianna Chicken Fry and then Josh Richards. He hadn't even fully caught up yet.
Mm-mm.
So it was just like, I don't know. And their takes, you ever hear takes that are just like bad because they're like not uninformed, but like maybe uninformed?
I feel like they didn't even really. I mean, Dave gave his opinion of the show, but yes, he was completely uninformed.
Dave
The
had the
skinny
most to
guy,
say.
he did, and he didn't watch it.
I was
The skinny
like,
guy is Chicken Fry.
no. So
Who's Chicken Fry?
Brianna, the girls, she went by Brianna Chicken Fry for a while, but I think
Oh,
she now goes by her just Brianna or Bree now, but it used to
and the
be
guy's
Brianna
name
Chicken
is
Fry.
what?
Josh Richards. He was like part of
Okay.
Sway House, like one of those
Oh,
hype house type things.
a dancing hype house or a regular hype house?
I think it had both. I think he was affiliated with like the Charlie D'Amelios and that
Oh,
for a minute at least, the Addison Rays.
interesting.
He dated
Okay.
Nessa, who Rob was just in her music video,
That's crazy.
you know.
Yeah. So he kind of his questions were good, I guess, but I mean things have changed for Aaron and Kaylor. So even though we heard the answer kind of to these questions previously, we got to hear more. I felt like Brianna actually had some decent takes.
Yeah, she did. She's usually not in general, because she once said Beyonce was overrated. But at least when it comes to Love Island, she seems to be kind of on the pulse of the right takes. So
Yeah,
that's
she
good.
gets it.
She gets it. Because basically it was basically this interview was just like an awkward compilation of moments where Kaylor and Aaron are technically together, but you wouldn't really think it from watching it because
Yeah.
because Kaylor low-key seems like she woke up because she finally
Yep.
watched Casa. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, bet. But they're still technically together, but they took a step back. He was back
Mm-hmm.
in London. She's in Pennsylvania. And then it was basically she was just like giving him shit, but then he would be like, "Oh, you know what the thing is, like the thing is like the stronger you are, the more they push you to like do things that are outside of the couple." And like the thing is like the thing I appreciate about Kaylor, she could be like she's not Serena throwing plates up in the air and doing all this. Like she did give me shit, and I think what's worse is people think she didn't have a backbone, and like I'm okay with people coming after me, but not her. And that was when Dave was just like, "What a hero."
Well, let me get
Where's a
my I was about to
violin?
get my violin out for you.
I don't like Dave, but he had some funny moments where I was like, you know what?
He
Someone
said
needed to
some
tell
real
Aaron.
shit. Some of the things he said, I was like, damn. Because the interview started. Yeah, no, that was basically the interview. Like, Kaylor's like, I really hate Aaron now. And then Aaron's like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. Smiling ear to ear. I'm a piece of shit. Just a
But
total
like
piece
I
of
think
shit.
you
Yeah,
guys
I
are smart
watched it.
enough to know that this is reality TV and it's edited. And I'm like, okay, so you're trying to like
Well, he
call
was
us
saying that in
stupid for thinking this, but also trying to absolve yourself. I see why you won traders, Aaron, even though you were
he was saying
faithful.
that in like in other situations. I don't remember him saying that in general, like, oh, don't blah blah blah. Don't be mad at me for like,
Mm.
because when Kaylor said she watched Casa, Aaron also said, like, yeah, I watched it too. I was being ridiculous. And they were like, so like, you didn't take responsibilities. Like, I get it. During movie night, it was so hard. Like, they showed 7 clips of me and Kaylor, and then the rest of the people got like 3 or 4. So like I understood his perspective there. Like, I'd be pissed too. But also though, like, you kind of invalidated her feelings, you know what I mean? And he didn't really say that. But when it came to the Rob stuff, and then when it came to the I love you stuff, that's when he started talking about the edit a lot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, basically, you defended Rob more than Kaylor, and Aaron is pretty much like, well, like, yeah, but like, what you didn't see is like all the girls are ganging up on Rob, and so like no one was there to defend him, so I wanted to defend him, and so then that's when I started saying stuff back. It's like,
Like, okay.
okay, and Rob can't speak for himself. The fuck, like,
Right.
go back to telling us that there were 7 videos of you. And well, he also kind of brought that into context. He was like, I was just pissed, and then
Yeah.
everybody's coming and attacking Rob, so I wanted to stand up for Rob. And it was like, all right, but you never stood up for Kaylor. You didn't still answer that part.
Oh, and the thing is, like, by staying up for Kaylor, it's mostly like you wouldn't like be really apologetic or honest with her. Because the reason why they
Exactly.
showed 7 clips is because you weren't being honest.
Yeah,
Had you
you
been
weren't.
honest, maybe they would have just shown a few.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Kaylor was saying was one of her reasons of stepping back, as she was like, I watch it all back and I'm still learning stuff. Like, he tried to kiss Daniela after breaking up with her. He was trying to get in her pants. He
Yeah.
called Daniela, or called someone Daniela
I think he called
instead of
Daniela
Kaylor.
Kaylor.
Yeah.
Something like
And so
that.
she's like, so I'm seeing all of this and I just feel stupid and like I don't trust him and we have to see where we're at. And then Aaron doesn't help himself because Dave basically calls him out and he's like, so what's next? Like, you're trying to be famous, right? And Aaron's like, no, you can't really get famous from these shows, which is kind of true. Like, let's be honest. We're really only going to be talking about, like, we're only going to see a couple of people pop off, and it's probably going to be PPG if we're
Yeah.
being 100. Like, the 3 of them are going to do something, and that's kind of rare for a reality love show. Like, usually only one person you remember, and it's not even like, that deep. Like, maybe they have
Yeah.
1,000 followers and they do some ads for what's that green stuff everybody drinks?
Bloom.
Like, Bloom, right? Like, we might see them get a couple sponsors, right? But no, PPG will definitely have some more. But I think he's right in saying that, like, we're not gonna get famous off of reality TV.
True, but you'll have more opportunities to go on other reality shows because Love Island was not your first reality show, Robert. Or
Exactly.
not Robert, fuck, Aaron. He looks like
Aaron.
a Robert.
Which is true because, like, we watch Traders. I didn't follow anybody I wasn't already following.
Yeah.
especially
Same.
UK. I watch Traders USA.
Yeah, I didn't watch Traders UK, but I think it was
Yeah,
also on another dating show or an episode of something.
really,
Because I
Aaron
saw
was?
some clip of him like going on a date with a girl
Oh,
that
that's
wasn't
crazy.
Kaylor, and I think was
Damn.
pre-traders. I
Yeah.
don't know. But the thing
So,
is, I feel one of two ways because he was like, "Oh, I'm probably gonna move to LA," and they're like, "Okay, so you don't want to be famous, but you're gonna move to LA." Meanwhile, Kaylor lives in Pittsburgh. Okay,
so Kaylor's like, yeah, you're moving to LA. Almost not that it was news to her, but she was just like, I'm over here. I'm not moving to
right.
LA.
So it was just like stupid.
And
But
then
then,
he tried to play it off. He was like, oh, I mean, New York or whatever. I don't know the US. You
oh
don't
no, the
know the
U.S.
US.
I'm like, yes, you do. Stop talking.
You were just in
Stop.
LA, man. You know you want to move there.
Right.
Anyways.
And then it's just like, but I do get annoyed with someone like Dave being like, well, y'all went on the show to be famous. It's like, yeah, that's like the unspoken thing. Clearly, you want to have some notoriety if you're on a television show.
Yeah.
Like, it's not no, but it's like,
Not
why are we
yes
asking?
either.
This is such a boring question to be
It
like, oh,
is.
you went on a television show for attention?
I,
Yes.
I
What do
did.
you
It's on
mean?
TV.
It's on
Yeah, it's
TV.
like it goes without saying. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Mm,
I just felt like saying that to Aaron was kind of telling because I was like, especially for Aaron, like
yeah. It
this
was
is your
funny when he
second
said it to
show.
Aaron. I appreciated it.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And then and then later on, Aaron was basically because they asked them, like, are you guys together? And they're like, yeah. And Dave's like, you are? You're together? And then they go
What?
back and forth for a minute. And Kaylor's like, yeah, like I still care about him and stuff. We just have to see where we are. I'm kind of taking a step back. And then they ask Aaron, like, how do you feel? Like, do you still like, are you still in this? And Aaron's just like, yeah, I mean, like, I kind of just need to, I'm gonna move to the US, but like, I kind of just need to see what Kaylor says. So it's like, he didn't even say definitely, I want to be with Kaylor, she'll have me. It was like, I'm moving to America and me and Kaylor may be together. It's like, damn, Aaron.
Yeah, and then Kaylor kept being like, "Oh, I'm nervous for the reunion and to see where me and Aaron are gonna be by then." And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Which I
I don't
wonder,
think they're
is
gonna
the
be
reunion
together.
gonna be live?
Is it? Oh,
I
that
heard
makes sense because they
someone
should have.
say it was, but I was like, I feel like there's a lot of room for error.
Oh yeah.
Unless they make it like a multi-hour thing, I'll watch it, an all-day thing. I'll watch.
Well,
Live
I mean,
stream
even
it.
if it's messy, it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter because Peacock is uncensored.
this is true. I
You can
guess
curse
more
on
for just the
Peacock.
reason of like if things go over time. I don't know. We'll see.
It
But
just
that's
says it will hit, but I don't think it's live.
I could imagine them doing it like a couple days before and then editing it because they got a quick turnaround with this show. And they really don't have to do any heavy editing, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'm
No,
here
I
for
typed
it.
in live reunion. I don't see it yet, but we will see. We will see.
I'm excited to see what happens. And of course, our queen Ariana's hosting. She's also going to be on an episode of Watch What Happens Live soon. I saw on Twitter,
Ooh,
so that should be exciting. I wonder if it's going
amazing.
to be before or after. We'll see.
Back to the live reunions. Netflix tried it with Love is Blind and
Oh
it was
yeah.
an epic fail. So I have a feeling no streaming platform will try it again, but we'll see.
The Challenge also did it one season for
Oh, really?
Rivals 2.
They did it
Um,
live?
someone got
Ooh.
smacked, so that put a damper. And then I
Damn.
I remember there was one part where CT kept talking over the host because he didn't want to answer the question. And it's live, so it's kind of like
Nah, this is too delicate.
it's too
And also
delicate.
people have been talking about production a lot.
Leah.
Leah, don't get sued. I mean, you could afford it, but like, don't get sued, sis.
She's the Calabasas queen. She's our Princess Diana. She has the most followers. They won't. They're gonna try to like nurture her a little bit, I feel like. They'll be
You
like,
think
it's
so?
okay.
Because she kind of spilled some tea. I was like, damn, sis, that sounds like a lawsuit to me.
She did, but it has been blowing up too much. You know
Yeah,
it's bad if there's an
that's it.
article written about it. And I
Yeah,
haven't
that's
seen any
true.
articles. So
I
maybe
don't
she's good.
typically see articles, but who knows? You're right. It could be nothing. Do you want to well, Rob was on BFF. I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
finish all of his part, but I liked the beginning when Dave was like, because he was like, I don't know about Andrea. Like, I wouldn't take out my phone and go live every day. And he's like, well, aren't you doing this interview? And he's like, yeah, because like you asked me and like I want to talk to you guys, but like I wouldn't just talk into my phone. And it's like, okay, well, you're doing the
It's
same
all the
thing
same
essentially.
shit, basically. Like, stop.
Yeah,
I hate it
stop.
when someone's on a show, but then acts like they're too cool to be on the show.
Literally, like
I'm like,
I would
not only were
never
you
go
on the
on TikTok.
show, you were on the show twice.
Right. And
Eh,
you've started posting content since you came back. Maybe it's not about Love Island, but he basically was like, I would never get on my phone to talk about a show I was on.
He's so full of shit. And like the fact, also, your second time on the show, you're talking about the whole time how you were sad about how your first time on the show went. And then do I believe that they reached out to you? Of course, like you were blowing up on whatever, doing your snake videos. Like, sure, I can believe
Yeah.
that. But it's just like the fact, like, I want to be more behind the camera. He kept saying, I'm like, you do a lot of videos and photo shoots for someone who doesn't like social media and wants to be behind the camera. Some
You
might say you do rather high quality things that show that you
were
really do care how you're presented
right. He was in a
online.
whole music video touching on Nessa in the car, giving us
I just
that
kind of say yes.
smolder face.
I just say yes to things.
I mean, she wanted to pay me, so like
So yeah,
I had to do
like
it.
you said yes, and I said okay. It's like, okay, Rob.
He's he's so zesty with his eye rolls.
He
I'm
is.
not looking forward to seeing that at the reunion. But did he say anything notable during BFFs? I didn't listen. I only got to that part I just referenced.
I'd say two things. One, kind of piggybacking off, or not piggybacking off, backpedaling back, whatever. Going back to Kaylor. Josh
Hmm.
asked if Leah swayed the vote for Andrea and Kaylor, because I don't even know what Kaylor truly thinks, because I think I've noted before she kind of just like reiterates what someone says to her. I rewatched
Literally.
movie night recently. It was that moment again where Leah was just like, and there's Aaron just eating his popcorn. And Kaylor just goes, he's just eating his popcorn. I'm like, oh, that's not you, Kaylor.
And
Uh,
even the whole reason why it's like, did Leah sway it? It's because when Liv was like, she swayed it, yeah.
she's like, yeah,
And
she
Kaylor's
was
like,
rooting for
yeah,
Andre.
she was rooting for her
Rooting for Andre is crazy,
after
Kaylor.
Liv said it. So she's very
Yeah.
much like a parrot in that way.
She is, but she says, she's like, I don't think Leah swayed it. Like, we all thought it. And we all said something. She didn't say anything more than anyone. She said she thought Liv, if anyone, kind of took a back seat because she didn't vote for Andrea. And I'm like, okay, I
Hmm.
could kind of see that because she did vote for Nicole. But I'm like, she was just basically like, no, she didn't say anything that crazy. And our comments were basically just like, we didn't think she was here for the right reasons. And afterwards, we were kind of proven right. And I'm like, yeah, imagine if they kept Andrea. I'm so glad we wouldn't have got JaNa and Kenny.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like, I like Nicole despite whatever is happening with her and Kendall. So I'm like, I'm glad she stayed.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. Me too.
so, and then because Rob was kind of listening, because Rob was on there when Josh asked it, and Rob was kind of looking
Hmm.
like, But he did say he watched, I think,
And he
the
didn't
decision.
see anything, right?
Yeah, he was just like, I didn't see anything that was that crazy.
He
And I'm
said
like,
he heard her say
exactly.
like, "Oh, I think she's here for the wrong reasons," which he would have disagreed with,
At
but
the
that's all he
time.
heard her say.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he's
So,
been he's been
mm,
saying a lot of shit about this thing in particular. Because when he was on Call Her Daddy, he was like, "Oh, I know she swayed it, and I heard
he
things,"
was
and
like,
now
I
it's like,
heard, but I don't know for sure. But now it's like, oh, but she didn't. And I'm like, exactly. And
exactly.
he really did twist her words because I rewatched today. It was the part where she said the backseat comment. And she said, I tried to take a backseat and not be like a full, like fully sway anything. And she
Yeah,
did. And
she did.
I could get Liv hearing it from Rob feeling a type of way, but they should have just
Yeah.
talked it out. But anyways,
And the reason why they didn't talk it out is because Rob was being a little bitch about the information. So it all points back to him.
he did.
I digress.
I don't like to call women crazy, but she's batshit. She's just like sobbing. I'm like, poor Leah. But she found
Literally.
Miguel shortly after, so it all worked out.
Yeah.
But the other thing was they noted because I guess Miguel unfollowed Rob on Instagram,
Oh.
and he thinks it's because Rob got on Leah's horse first. And I'm like,
No, the fuck it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's not because and Leah said in an interview recently because she I guess unfollowed Rob. She said out of respect for Miguel, I don't feel like pursuing a relationship with Rob. But I think
Yeah.
she was also saying like I'm watching back and seeing the things he was saying about me, and it's like what the fuck.
Yeah.
And it is true.
It is true. I was real like I am 100% for Leah watching everything back and being like, Rob's a piece of shit. Let me tell you my side of the story. That's what I wanted her to do from jump. After he got in the pool and was crying like a little bitch in his overalls, I was
I
waiting for
got
Leah to
the
come
ick.
back. No, for real. I was waiting for Leah to come back and tell her side of the story because I would be totally with her, you know? So
Yeah.
her unfollowing, like, please let it. I mean, she's not for the drama. I know she's not gonna do that, but like, I'm just glad that she is like showing us that she sees what we saw. Because the whole
Yes.
like, oh yeah, like he's fine, we're friends. Like, girl, don't be that man's friend. That man doesn't
Right.
care about you.
No.
To to even be an acquaintance, no. To be a friend, you need to care about somebody. And Rob doesn't give a fuck about anybody but himself. And he's low key shown that in all of the things he said about her. Because Leah, whenever she does talk about Rob, she's always prefaced it with like, I wish the best for him. I hope the most for him. Like, I want him to have a happy life. She's not like, yes, guys, troll him. He's a piece of crap, which she could
Yeah.
totally do. And we would totally listen. You
We
know, like I
would.
feel like she's held a lot of decorum, but Rob has been like on Call Her Daddy. Oh, I never thought she'd lie to me, but then I investigated to see if she'd lie to me. Like he contradicts himself all the time. He's trying to be the bigger person and he's still being petty. Like you could see straight through it.
He is. And also, I think she unfollowed Aaron as well. I saw something or
Good.
someone said it. I'm like, thank God. Because Aaron was
Yeah.
also the one leading the charge. Like, I think Liv and Leah got rid of Andrea because they don't want to see Rob happy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I would unfollow Aaron too. Also, because we haven't seen Aaron take accountability for anything,
No.
even things that he saw himself do.
And I'm sorry, Rob's dramatic ass, when Andrea goes home, he goes, this system has failed her.
He's so stupid. Just for him to now be like, she's okay.
I can't.
She's
Like,
all right.
what the fuck is wrong with this
She
system
didn't
has
do
failed her.
anything wrong.
This
She didn't
isn't
do anything wrong.
this system. What do you think this is? It's
It's a
Love
show,
Island. Shut
dude.
the
You
fuck
think they're gonna
up.
vote off their friends so you could be here with the love of your life? Apparently, no.
No. And like we don't need Andrea. We got JaNa and Kenny.
And honestly, I was about to say it's Andrea's fault, low key. You didn't
It
try to get to
is.
know the girls. And I think they've had a vote before now, right? That wasn't the first time they ever voted.
It I think it was.
Was it?
Because I mean technically it's a vote. If you want to think of recoupling as votes, it wasn't the first elimination. Because
Yeah.
before it was Coy, then it was Hannah.
Because didn't they have to save
Um,
Liv before they saved Andrea, or was that
no, the
after?
Liv was after where they had to stand
Okay.
behind Liv.
All right. So in her defense, she probably doesn't see this coming that like, oh, I need to have a relationship with the girls, but it's still stupid. Like I think it came down to the girls obviously loving JaNa and liking Nicole more than you. And you weren't here for
Right?
the right reasons. So I'm sure you told somebody about your singing career somewhere.
A
And maybe that
tornado
came to
flew
backfire.
around my room and this makes you and this made a move
We
and this
played some of
made
Andrea's music for our friend Astra. And I was like, Astra, what do you think? And she was like, it was fine. And it was like an edited music
it was
video.
her cover
So,
of the Love Me Harder and it was very
that's on
auto-tuned.
YouTube. Yeah,
And it was just
super
like,
auto-tune.
no, but listen to this live. And then it was the thinking of you. And she was like, oh no, she's bad. And
Oh
I'm
no,
like,
that's not
yeah,
good.
you
She can sing
know,
the national
can't she?
anthem at a basketball game.
For the land of the free and the home of the rob.
She would definitely do that. She would definitely do that. Say
In
Brav
the home,
instead of
she would,
Brave.
in the home part, she would turn. She'd be like, in the home of the rob.
Wait, are you saying Rob?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Brav.
No,
Brav instead of
Rob.
Brave. Instead of Brave,
No,
the
Rob.
home of the Rob. That's so funny. I'm dead.
uh,
America.
America. Rob's
Anyway,
overalls. But yeah, what
that
were
was
the
kind of
other
it for BFFs.
that was it for BFFs. There were some other interviews. Which ones have you noted as of late? Because I know we talked about a couple last episode, but there's been more, clearly.
Yeah, I didn't watch JaNa and Kenny's, did you? On Biophiles?
I did, and it wasn't anything too revolutionary. It was just sweet and kind of showing their
Oh,
dynamic and how cute they are.
I love it.
We did learn Janae did reveal that I guess the guys had left their girls before going to Casa like gifts or like things for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Like Kenny left her like a shirt with his cologne. And I guess that guy, one of the Casa guys, Josiah, ripped it in half. And Janae was like,
Josiah,
what the
the one
fuck?
who's like, I was in a relationship with two people, and she was like, an
Yes.
open relationship, and he's like, no.
And it's like that was a way to put it. But then I guess they found it the night they came back and after um Janae had like kind of went off on Kenny a little bit and they had their crying moment. So the next day, I think it was Kendall was like, "Oh, like are you good? Like we saw what you did or something like that." She's like, "What do you
Hmm.
mean what I did?" And it was just
Yeah.
like you ripped his shirt and she's like, "No, I didn't." And she like called Kenny over and he was like, "Well, yeah, I know you were upset." And she was like,
You
"I
ripped
wouldn't
my
rip your
shirt.
shirt."
You ripped my shirt.
But she did like she said that kind of helped because she was just like he thought I did that but was still respectful, but like I would never do that, but it kind of like showed who he was kind of and how
Oh,
sweet he was. And I'm like,
yeah.
that's the thing. Kenny's sweet and he's silent and he speaks with his eyes, as Nick Vial pointed out. Um, Nick wasn't. I mean, so I was trying to find a clip. I was telling Maggie this. So I was
Brenda's
trying to
like,
find.
he wasn't I mean,
I was trying to find a clip to post on our TikTok, and I posted one where Janae was talking about because Josiah is now dating Hannah, and she was like, he had said he knew
That's
Hannah, but
crazy.
now all of a sudden you want to date Hannah after like
Oh,
that.
word?
Yeah, I guess they're from the same place, and he had seen her a couple times like out and about, like they knew each other. But now afterwards, and like seeing how popular the show is, he like is dating her. So she was kind of throwing
Oh,
shade at that.
that's
Yeah, and I was like, interesting.
crazy.
But I was trying to find this clip, and I literally was like at one part, and I skipped a couple times. And each time I skipped, there was a moment where Nick was turning the conversation back to himself, as if we give a fuck. We don't
Yeah.
care. I'm so like, he loves to bring it back to him. He loves his little speeches. He thinks he knows everything. But other than those moments, he was fine. The main thing that annoyed me was he kept being like, people with Serena and Cordell, I know they won, but like, I think this one may be the real deal. And like, you never know with people. And I'm like,
Shut up.
why
Why do you
can't
have to
they both
disparage
be
one person to like
right?
promote another?
Why can't
Ugh.
they all just succeed? Why is it now you're being like, oh, well, people think it's Serena and Cordell, but really it's Shanae and Kenny? Why can't it be both? Also, who are you to
Yeah.
talk about relationships when there's stuff that's going on with your relationship? Allegedly.
Ooh. Ooh.
I've heard
Ooh.
from other podcasts and other social media platforms. I won't
Y'all need to put each other on the mic and have somebody else ask you questions.
that part. Well, here's the thing. The people who act all high and mighty about things are typically the ones that, shouldn't be. But I love the subplot of our podcast being me hating Nick Vial.
No, for real. And now Dave, whatever his name is.
Dave Portnoy, yeah, I don't, I can't. These men's with microphones just need them taken
Bro.
away.
You know, which is crazy because do you remember when Serena asked Cordell, do you listen to podcasts? I
Hmm.
thought she was referring to a Fresh and Fit,
I
but
think
she could
she,
have been talking about somebody else.
I
I'm
think
pretty
she
sure it
was.
was
I
a
think she was
Fresh
talking
and
about
Fit.
all of it.
This is my thing. You know what's crazy? It's actually really sad. My cousin is low key like just like the Fresh and Fit guys. Like will has a whole wife and daughter and will disparage.
Oh
Okay.
God.
I'm not even going to say that because he legitimately thinks like that's how he thinks. He's
Yeah.
like women are like this and because they're like this, they do that and because they're like this and this, they do this and that. Like has all of his reasons for justifying it. And I just sit there listening to him and I'm just like, this is really how you truly think. And like, this is how you this is how you operate in your world. That's cool. But not everybody subscribes to that. So
Yeah.
like the fact that those two guys created this platform just to like defend their viewpoints makes no sense. Like, okay, if you want to be an asshole by yourself. Like, if this is how you feel women are, good luck finding a woman who agrees with you, I guess. Like, go about your business. But they like legit think they're helping people by spreading this information about how women are and inviting girls, inviting Andrea, inviting girls who low key can't defend themselves, disparaging women.
Hmm.
And then like, oh well, you can't fight back. See, you're just proving my point. See, you're a whore. See, you're this and see, you're that. And it's just like, it's lame. Like, it's
Yeah.
really lame. Invite Kamala Harris to your podcast. Like, invite Oprah. Invite like an educated woman
Invite
to your
Serena.
podcast. Invite Serena. Like,
Serena will get them together.
right. Invite someone who you can actually have a legitimate debate with. But like,
Hmm.
what is your like who educated you guys? Like who made you a scholar on this topic that
They
you can
made
just talk about it?
themselves.
Exactly. So that's what makes it lame too. Like he was on what's that? I think it's called it's Jubilee. Jubilee does those like debates where everybody sits down
Oh yeah, I think it is.
um and the basic it's so bad. Basically he was on a I think his name is Myron. Myron what from Fresh and Fit was on Jubilee and they were doing a debate about fit versus fat basically. And he was being a dick, which, you know, anybody could have told. But like
Yeah.
he was basically like bringing all of his back towards women, all of his points back towards women and what women like, and women like this and women like that. And it's proven that a woman, if you're fat, will not make love to you as passionately as a woman or as a man who's fit. And it's like a man who's fat, a woman will not make love to a man who's fat as passionately as she will to a man that's fit. And it's like, where did you get your data? Like,
Right?
where is this? And he's like, I've surveyed thousands of men. Cool. So find a woman who has surveyed thousands of women. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's
Yeah.
actually make it an actual fruitful discussion instead of you like talking to people who don't have the equipment to like have a debate with you and probably aren't there to have a debate. Like, let's be so real. Like, they're on your platform for clout. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
so the whole thing that they do is problematic. I'm so glad they're not monetizing, not able to monetize on YouTube anymore. Like, glad that that's happening, but
Oh,
it's
thank
just
God. Also,
it's
why do you
crazy.
care? Why are you surveying these things? Like, why is
Literally.
this like, if
Brandon,
you
they
want to be fit and
legitimately
if you think being fit is good, then just be fit. Why do you
right.
care? Why do you have to disparage others? If it
They
doesn't concern you or it's not your story, or maybe it is, but you're trying, I don't, I don't know.
no, it's bad. It's like he comes down to because I've heard clips of debates of them on TikTok. And I haven't done all of my research, so maybe I'm wrong. But he basically says that he's helping men. Like, you don't know how many men we've helped who have adopted our mindset and now they're in a happy relationship. It's like you guys aren't even married.
Yeah.
Neither of them are married. Yet you have the key to successful relationships. Explain that. Like, that
Right?
part doesn't even make sense. Anyway, so when Serena was asking about podcasts, I think she was asking about them because there's a lot of toxic masculinity, like,
Yeah.
based shows that it's like, I don't even believe, like, I wonder if he truly believes what he's saying or if he's just saying it because it's clickbait.
Yeah, probably. I think it sounds like they really believe it. So I'm just like,
It's
those
crazy.
that's I always it's you gotta when you get those videos on your TikTok, you gotta scroll really fast. They don't
No,
show
for
everything.
real. No, for real. Like, I have to search it to find it, thankfully, but it would pop up on my algorithm sometimes, and I was just like, stop. Like, I want a man to come on and talk about being a man. Leave
Yeah.
women out of your mouth. What do you know about a
There was
woman?
some variation in the Fresh and Fit podcast where it's like this other guy and he was just like talking to this girl and he was like, "Do you think you're a 10?" And she's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Well, you're not a 10." And she's like, "Okay, you're not like hurting my feelings." And he's like, "I'm not trying to. I'm just telling you you're not like he was trying to like
I like
it's
bait her.
yes." And she was just like, "I think I'm a 10." He's like, "But objectively, you're not a 10." And it's like, but that's your like what is the point of this? Why
What
are
is
you
it?
what you hate women and you hate yourself more than anything. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I mean, and I think it just comes down to like those two guys. Hey, if you could sleep at night, I guess it's none of my business, but like, I don't know. I feel like there's some narcissism. There's something in there where you don't see a person's worth
Yeah.
because they're a person. They have to do XYZ. Like, people don't have worth without doing whatever you say, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my cousin basically says I'm a dumbass because I got my master's in social work. Like, literally, Brandon, I the day before I started my master's program, I bumped into this cousin who I'm telling you is just like these guys. Even if he heard me talking right now, he'd agree with me.
He'd be like, "Oh yeah,
He
totally."
no, he says I'm stupid because the day before I was starting my master's program, I was excited. I told him about it, and he was like, "Do not go. Do not
Oh,
go. No congratulations, Magdala, on getting, into a master's program." He was like, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it."
oh my
And then, like,
gosh.
when I talk to him, it makes me feel like I'm a dumbass. And then I leave
Yeah.
and I start thinking for myself, and I'm like, I mean, who are you to say what is right and wrong for me?
Right.
Isn't that my choice?
That's my opinion.
And that's what it is. It's his opinion. I don't
Yeah.
subscribe to it. It's just crazy. But like, yo, if that's what you need to do to sleep at night is disparage people and call people stupid so you could feel good about yourself, all right, cool, do it.
We just need to stop
Do it.
listening to men as a thing.
Literally.
That's the main takeaway. Um, but what were the other interviews? Leah was on
So,
canceled.
and some shit has happened with canceled Brandon. Did you hear? I don't know if
Mm,
you want to talk about it or not.
we can lightly address it because it has canceled as a podcast, if you know, with Tana Mojo and Brooke Schofield. When Leah was on, she just talked to Tana,
Yeah. Oh, I thought her
but
name was JaNa. That was my first time. Okay, we'll talk about the interview and then we can talk about Brooke.
oh
But
yeah.
interview 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. They're so stinking cute. Every person who meets Leah wants to be her friend because she's so fucking cool. I was
Yeah.
like, do you guys know each other? The instant chemistry. Same with Alex Cooper. Like, it was like, girl, when
Right.
are we going to the mall? Girl, come to my birthday party. Like,
It was good
they hit it
vibes.
off immediately. It was great.
It was. And it was kind of short because they wanted to have Leah back because Tana was in Hawaii, so it was
Mm,
virtual. They wanted her in person. I
mm-hmm.
don't know if she'll go back because I heard PPG
Yeah.
was supposed to go on, but I don't know if they will now. Um, We'll
Damn,
see.
cancel got canceled.
Cancel may have gotten canceled,
Uh,
but yeah, it was basically just Leah talking about her experience and them just kind of like shooting the shit, talking about her clothes and how she said a lot of it is her sister, who I see a lot on TikTok. They do a lot of TikToks together. They do a lot of vlogs and stuff, which
they
I love. They
do.
make me
They
want to
did a
vlog. Not that people would care as much as they care about PPG, but I'm like, ooh, that's actually smart. Let's do TikTok vlogs.
Yes, Brandon. Brandon has a blog.
I have a vlog, Pilor AF. Um,
No,
but
it's cute. It was super cute.
it was good. And then that's where she said
Um,
kind of the stuff about production and like
yeah, and
she
Rob.
would cry a lot. And there was one point where they were filming her and Liv crying and they were just like, can you stop? Like we're actually like this is like real, like we're going through something. Or they were just like, can you wait,
Yeah,
let me get the cameras or something like
while
that.
she was crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was like that part specifically. I was like, damn, Leah, you might get in trouble, but
Mm.
your
But
main
Leah
character, so
apparently, I don't know if she was standing up for people, but like it seemed like she had a lot of people's back and was like cool with them, like during the off shooting days. Because Daniela was on live and she said that there was like producers that would often call her Andrea, like
oh
accidentally,
yeah,
and
that's
she
tough.
pointed out that Leah would get like upset.
Is that a microaggression?
It is.
Okay. I was about to say Daniela is Hispanic. Andrea was Hispanic. I
Mm,
mean, even if yeah, that's not okay. That's
it's
really fucked
not,
up.
you
I get
know,
pissed when people call me the wrong person of color's name. There was only
right.
like 6 of them total. Y'all could have done better, damn, out of the
I'm
girls.
saying, and Andrea had been gone too. It wasn't like Daniela came a significant time afterwards. I feel
At least a
like
week, at least
I'm
a week
like,
or two.
come on, y'all, get it together.
Oh
But
yeah, that's fucked up.
yeah,
Yeah. And then Leah was also talking about how like her relationship with Rob was so tumultuous, which is tough because like we really didn't see it. She said like she felt anxious and scared the whole time she was with him.
mm,
Basically didn't feel secure with him,
yeah,
would tell him like, yo, do not break my heart, do not break my heart, basically. And then he blindsides her and gets up and couples with Andrea when she's like, he was like, I will always let you know what's going on. And I was like, dang. So she said, like, she really just lacked reassurance with him. And I was like, this is crazy because, like, and then she also said this, like, America is wanting something to have that doesn't like happen that doesn't exist. Like the
yeah,
relationship we saw between them was not as like happy and go lucky as we saw it. Rob is saying he wasn't sexually attracted to her, and Leah is saying now that she felt anxious, like she didn't feel any like sense
yeah,
of security with him. He didn't make her feel reassured or anything. So
yeah,
I felt bad for her. And so that's why she was just like kind of she started to spiral and then it all kind of went downhill and made her spiral more.
yeah. She like knew Rob was gonna like fuck her over, so
Yeah. And
she's
then like
silencing the Rob and Leah
of it
shippers.
all. She was like, guys, it's dead. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not
Don't
doing that.
do it.
And she's with Miguel, which people like
Right.
have talked to her about the least, you know?
That part. And they're always
Um,
FaceTiming and stuff. They're cute.
yeah. And then she said she felt like the producers would gossip more than help. Like when the whole Andrea thing happened, Leah was obviously very upset. But then when Andrea went home, she felt like everybody, all of the boys in the villa were very much against her for that choice. And so
Hmm.
it just really weighed on her and made her feel bad. And she was saying after the game where Kendall dropped the weight on Rob's face, she like fell down and was like crying for a couple of minutes because of how like rough it was. I don't know if that was this interview or another. But basically she felt like it kept getting dredged up and all of the responsibility for the Rob and Andrea drama was on her and none of
Yeah.
it was on Rob. Which is valid because they both played a part, but it seemed like I think she was basically saying all the boys were blaming her for the Rob stuff, looking at her in a low way for all the Rob stuff, but
Hmm.
never looked at Rob to say, like, what's your side of it? You know?
Right.
They just blamed her.
Yeah, and she would say how like people just expected her to get over all this stuff quickly and like accept Rob and Andrea, except for like PPG would have her back.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just she was going through it in that villa.
She was
But you
going
know,
through it. She
then
said
Miguel
I mean,
came and saved her experience.
yes, she was like Miguel gave her instant reassurance, and they were like friends at first. And then she's like having a hard time watching things back because the videos of her crying are triggering. Like Leo went through a traumatic event essentially.
Yes.
And
She's
she's like
traumatized.
recovering. She's in recovery now. And I bet and I think that's also why, because she's like, I'm a very calm, I think during the Call Her Daddy video interview, she was talking a lot about how calm she is all the time. And so now it's adding up. Like, we saw you at your probably most exhausted and most anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you're telling Liv to stop being a bitch for 30 seconds. And that's why you're venting as hard as you are about Rob being a bitch in his overalls. Like, it all
Yeah.
makes sense. Like, just put yourself in a woman's shoes for 2 minutes. Your
And
man
you'll
left
get
you for
it.
somebody else and you have to hang out with them. And then all that other shit happens. Ooh, I would have been so mad. I would have been so mad.
Honestly, she handled it great
She handled it
because
so well.
I would have been Serena after Casa
Literally, I
after
would have been
that
on Serena's
recoupling.
level. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, yeah. Take away all his excuses so he can't gaslight you. All of it. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of, no, she was trying to be very peaceful with him.
She
Even
was.
when Andrea went home and they had a talk, like she was like, look, I want you to know that, like, she wasn't even yelling or upset or anything, like she was very sympathetic. She thought a lot about Rob's feelings. Rob did not care a lot about hers.
No, he didn't. Well, he only cared about his feelings in the first fight when
Yeah,
he was gonna break up with her. He was like, but
basically.
you haven't asked me how I
How
feel.
I'm feeling.
What about
And it's
that?
like, bitch, you're leaving me single in the villa where it's bad to be single.
You've gained something every time where I've lost something every time. But what about me?
Literally. So she
Anyways,
said Rob
girl.
is a good guy, just not in relationships with her specifically.
Right?
She's
She's
like,
like, maybe he's a
not for
good friend.
me.
Not
He's a
for
good
me.
guy, but not for me. And
Um,
then they were like, do you want to be on Love on It? And she's like, no, no Love
not
Island games.
no games. No. uh,
Not nothing. Don't ask Leah to do nothing.
no. We should watch the first season of games at some point.
Oh, that would be fun.
Cause I'm like, I saw some clip because Ariana came to like guest host something,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what it entails because I guess it's more of a game thing. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, now canceled now, potentially canceled because of Brooke.
Oh my gosh.
She's had some tweets resurface of the racist kind.
Oh my
And
gosh. Like, damn, of all things to say, she probably said the worst thing possible.
it's crazy too because she's been kind of like a big social media person for a minute now, but she's in particular been blowing up because of like the whole Clinton Kane drama.
Mm-hmm.
And then like there was stuff with Alyssa Violet recently, and she was just really having her big one. But when you have your big one like that all at once, soon it'll catch up to you.
And it's not like one, it's like a dozen,
Yeah.
but some are particularly damning. I'm trying to see the date of the Trayvon Martin was so we can have some context. But it's pretty bad, which is tough because I feel very ambivalent. Um, I'm like 70% upset and 30% like, damn. I'm upset one because the tweets are really fucked up.
Hmm.
Basically, she was commentating on the Trayvon Martin case and was kind of just like justifying Trayvon's death. Um,
Mm.
and for anyone who's listening and agrees with George Zimmerman, please leave. Like, take
Please.
your. I don't need your likes.
Right.
We don't need your listens. Like,
We don't need the streams. You can
That was
go.
a young man who died unjustly,
Mm-hmm.
period. Obviously, Brooke's tweets go against that. I think
Yeah.
is a good way to summarize it. Okay.
Right.
She tweeted like I saw two of them. And on one end, that was a long time ago. That was over 10 years ago. Like it was a long time. And if I was using Twitter 10 years ago, maybe I would also be saying some, I mean, not that ignorant, but
Yeah. Yeah.
essentially, I'm just like, can we judge somebody for something they said over 10 years ago? I don't know. I'm undecided. One, about that.
Mm-hmm.
Two, her apology was whack. Her apology was so bad. Brooke, you must not have been listening. When white women cry, all sympathy goes out the window. Get
Yeah.
on live, make a video, have maybe be interviewed by Tana when you are calm and clearly like apologize. But
Mm-hmm.
apologizing with tears, I get you're upset. Wait till you're not upset to like apologize because it just didn't seem genuine. And then she was
Yeah.
talking more about herself and her upbringing to explain what she did. And I feel like you could have also just spent that much time explaining why what you said was wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So the only 30% I'm giving her is it was a long time ago. Like, fuck, it was over 10 years ago. Am I who I was 10 years ago? Trayvon Martin died in 2000, was murdered in 2012. Okay. Like, am I the same person who I was 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 minutes ago? You know what I mean? Like, people
Yeah.
have the opportunity to grow, but what she said was so ignorant, it's hard to like look at her the same. And then her apology was just whack. So now it's even lower. Like, it's
Yeah.
20% for me. Like, I think you're a cool person, but damn, that's bad. It's just bad.
It's not good at
It's
all.
not good at all. All of it's bad. Throw it all away.
Because it was long ago, but like you said, it was just so bad
It was
that
so
that it
bad.
was kind of just like, but this is like, look, I don't know. It's not my place to say whether or not she's truly changed or not. I'm not
Yeah.
really like the people she offended. I'm like, you're fucked for that. Like, what the fuck?
No,
But
for
I'm
real.
like, it's not me to say, oh, your apology, like, great, you did amazing, or like, we forgive you. Like, a lot of these people in the comments are saying.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I saw some comment where they were like, are you donating to like this fund, I think for Trayvon Martin or
Mm-hmm.
something like that? And she was
Mm-hmm.
just like, yes, I think part of the best ways to like show you've changed this through action. And I'm like, that's true in
That
general.
I feel like you should have led with that. Not
That's
like
the
I'm gonna
thing.
throw money at this situation. Like she could have said, "Hey guys, look, that was a long time ago. I'm not the same person. I understand 100% why what I said was terrible, and here's why. In America, every like use your platform to now educate us. Let us know why it was bad, because there could be people who still think that way, right? And then
Yeah.
like, look, I'm gonna do XYZ, and in no way does that make up for it, but I want to show you what I really care about. And I'm seeing
Right.
now that that foundation thing was like a day ago,
Yeah. Because it's like the tears are just because you got like caught and you don't want to
basically.
face the backlash and be canceled.
Or she's genuinely upset, which is fine, but it's
Yeah.
not it, I can't, I don't know you. So when I just see a white girl crying, it's like, ooh,
About this,
no.
it's like, ooh,
That's not the move. That's not
no,
the move, sis. Like, just it's not genuine.
no. Yeah,
Damn.
so I
That's
hope
canceled, might be canceled.
cancel
They're
might
gonna be
be a
fine.
fitting name for I mean, they'll be fine. Here's the thing, like, no one's ever truly canceled these days
Yeah.
in
You're always
general.
gonna, some people will literally not hear about it. Some people, whatever, whatever. But I was like, we can't talk about the canceled podcast interview without mentioning this.
Right. And I, and you know, I did see in some comment what Tana said, like, oh, PPG, like it was implying that PPG was supposed to go on or is supposed to go on at some point. I wonder if that's still the case, or if they would go on without Brooke and maybe it would just be Tana. I don't know,
I don't
but
know.
I don't foresee that.
That's tricky because from what I've seen on TikTok, a lot of Black women in particular just are not here for her apology, do not
Mm-hmm.
accept her apology. So if JaNa or Leah or fuck
Serena.
Serena, damn, also feel that way, I get it. Your feelings are your feelings. Nobody has to feel the same way as me. I just give her a little bit of sympathy because I'm like, damn, that was a long ass time ago. It's not the same. It was a long time ago, but it was really bad. Damn, it was so
That's
bad.
the
Oh my
thing. I'm
gosh,
like, oh my
Brooke, you
God.
didn't look back. Damn, sis, like
I'm
that was a
like,
long time.
Brooke.
Why ain't go through your Twitter to delete some shit? Like
And
you
why are
just
you
left
commenting on
it.
this on Twitter that long ago? I can't, whatever. Because she's probably in like high school. Because what, 2012?
Let's see
I
how old she is.
we graduated high school. I think she's
Yeah, that was
just a
my
couple
graduating year.
years younger than us, so like not much.
Not much.
They're like 26, 27, something like that.
27.
27.
So she was 15 when he died. I mean, it was probably during the trial, so she was like 17 maybe or 16. Oh, her
Yeah.
birthday just passed like hours.
She might have been, because what was it, 2012? I was,
Wait, Brooke's not a Leo. I'm thinking of Alex Cooper. Her birthday's in November.
oh yeah. So she was probably like 14, 13, maybe even.
That's why I want to know the dates
But I'm like, why
for
are you
the
that age tweeting about this then? Like, that's weird.
literally.
Like,
Oh, okay, I found one. July 14th, 2013.
oh, 2013. Oh, so it's probably like what, 15, 14, 15? Around that age. I mean,
Yeah.
look, you're not eight or not. Like,
You're not a kid.
you're not a kid. Like, you know enough to not tweet that shit. So just like,
Right.
look,
And in the last few years, as you've gained, and she could even got ahead of it. Like, guys, fuck, I was going through my Twitter. This is what I said. XYZ,
expose herself.
elemental, expose yourself, get ahead of it. Hey, this is how I used to think, and oh my gosh, how terrible it is because XYZ, because Black men are proportionately more profile than other people. Say something, bitch. Spit it out before we find out. Come on.
Spit it out before we find out. I can't.
While I'm trying to spit it out. Like
Yeah,
she could have got ahead of it.
it's
Very
just
reckless of her.
very reckless. It's a mess.
Listen, the boldness to just say whatever you think on Twitter. That's crazy.
I know.
People do that? I think I've tweeted less than 20 times.
Yeah,
I
like
was never a Twitter.
Twitter
Oh,
was
I'm
never
sorry. It's called
really my
X
meet. Oh, we say Twitter still.
now.
But yeah, I try to tweet sometimes, but I was just like, I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. So
I
I just
only use Twitter
wouldn't.
to see what other people are saying occasionally. Like I used to love watching Twitter during like award shows and stuff so I could see live reactions. That's fun.
Yeah.
And now I watch Big Brother clips on it.
Same. Big Brother clips, reality TV clips, sometimes get the
Mm-hmm.
news, find out
Uh,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But so
That's it for Brooke. That
that's
happened.
so the final interview we were gonna go over was good old Kendall on
Kendall Washington.
Kendall Washington on the Vile Files. Everyone going on the Vile Files. And you know what? He should be on politics the way he was kind of dancing around these questions.
Running for public office? Because the way you answer questions, you say a lot and nothing at all.
Yeah.
Kendall, are you with Nicole? Well, you see, the thing is, we were together in the villa, we both came home, and now we're having discussions. The fuck? What do you mean? So are you together or
Well, the
not?
thing
Spit
is,
it
like,
out.
we're figuring things out and we're gonna see. So no. So yes.
so there's like, we both came back and we're adjusting to new life and regular day to day, like I don't even know what her room looks like, and so I'm just giving her space, she kind of wants her space, and I'm out here in LA having a good time with you guys.
Right. So what was it? He was like, "Oh, and the life outside and what people are saying is getting to her more than it gets to me," or something like that.
Which, what does even that mean?
I don't know, like maybe
What are
people
you
are saying
referring to,
stuff about
Kendall?
him and Nicole. I'm not sure. Look, a lot of people think it's because of the video leaks.
The video, yeah.
I don't know if it is, I don't know if it isn't. But
I think it is. Because what else would it be? What did he do? What did
I
he
don't know.
do? I
That I
mean, if
don't
I
know.
was Nicole, I wouldn't be upset about the video.
Yeah, like
Would
whatever.
you be upset?
No, it's like that was before they even met you. And like, what do you, I don't know.
I'd just be like, dude, next time don't put your face in it. Like, I mean, people sext, they take videos for some reason. He just so
Yeah.
happened to go on a TV show while some vengeful person was back home waiting to drop this. Like, I don't think that's his fault. So,
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I feel bad for Kendall," and like, "Oh, is Nicole just a gamer?" And like all this, was it even real? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel bad for Nicole simply because like she hasn't really said anything. She posted some statement on Insta stories, like just like, "Oh, I can pull it up actually."
yeah.
It wasn't that
Did you take
long.
a screenshot?
No, but I
Was
know
it the
what
one where
page
she was
posted
standing
it.
outside? I think I saw that.
No, it was like a text. It was some of you have noticed that I've been quiet and not posting much, so just wanted to provide an update. While Love Island was an amazing experience, things have not been easy since leaving the villa. There's much more to share on what has happened since coming home, and for now, I've been taking time to process. These are real feelings in my real life. Thanks for understanding. Love y'all.
I think Kendall, Kendall, which isn't his fault. Well, it kind of is his fault. I think Kendall kind of love bombed Nicole a little bit, and
Hmm.
she's overwhelmed.
Which I can
And
get feeling overwhelmed. It's a lot.
100%. Because remember, y'all can listen back maybe 2 episodes. We were both kind of analyzing this whole, like, I love you, Nicole.
Yeah.
I love you, Nicole, as Kendall smiles from ear to ear,
I
anxiously
love you. I'll
waiting
wait
for
however
her to
long until
say
you
it
say it
back.
back.
Like, dude, the whole thing was just kind of fucked up. Like, you can share your feelings with someone, but it was clear that he wanted her to say it back. And I think she felt overwhelmed. It kind of triggered her. It scared her somehow because she thought he was gonna like lay into her and yell at her and stuff for not saying
Yeah.
it back. And so I think there's something there that we did not see or fully understand because we didn't really get to hear Nicole's side. Like that whole situation
Yeah.
is weird to me. Kendall explained it in the podcast, but I we didn't hear Nicole's perspective.
Yeah. So that's the part that's like hard for me. I'm like, we don't know for sure. She hasn't said. I had a feeling maybe they're waiting till the reunion to say anything official. I think
They're
it's
gonna be
pretty
like, we're engaged. No,
right.
it's
I'm
gonna be
like,
like we're separated.
well,
No, because
yeah, because even like what is it? Kaylor and Aaron are saying they're together, but like taking time up. I don't know. And like we see he like sent Kaylor flowers. So I'm like,
oh
it's clear Kendall and Nicole, maybe it's not they're not together. I mean, Serena and Cordell just became boyfriend and girlfriend officially. He just asked her on TikTok. Or not on TikTok, but she was vlogging and they had a date. And then she mentioned at the end that he had asked officially. We're not
really?
we're not seeing that with Nicole and
Wait, sorry, who
Kendall.
to?
Serena and Cordell.
Really? Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah.
amazing.
And then
Oh my gosh, they're
Janae and
getting
Kenny are gonna see
married.
each other soon. They're posting. Miguel and Leah are constantly posting to each other and they're FaceTiming. Again, we don't really see that with Kendall and Nicole.
We
I
don't
think we
see
can
anything
assume
with
they're
them.
not together. She's not that into him. Maybe the video freaked her out. I don't know.
I don't know.
Um,
It's confused. I think I think it was the whole I love you thing because during the Vile Files, Kendall was explaining that he told Nicole he loved her and she was very quiet. And it took him aback for a second and it kind of freaked him out. Like he was very scared to tell her,
Yeah,
decided to tell her anyway. It overwhelmed him a little bit, so much so that he cried on the whole boat ride back to the villa.
he did.
And he was an anxious mess, which with reason, right? You just
Yeah,
laid your feelings out to this girl and she didn't reciprocate, he was scared. And then they gave him some space, or they had some space during the day. Nicole, we saw her, she was crying to the girl saying I didn't say it back, and she felt very bad. And I think that whole thing, I think it freaked her out. She probably felt like she had to say it back to him
yeah,
and maybe didn't mean it, and is maybe coming home and realizing like, dang, I did not mean that, and now everybody's expecting me to be in a full-on relationship with this guy. And maybe some other things have happened, because literally, why would she say nothing? There's got to be
right.
more, unless that's
There's
just how she is. She's a private person, doesn't want to be online,
then why is she on Love Island?
and
I
she
don't know.
doesn't have a PPG to back her up and go out and go to the club.
She doesn't. She was like close with Liv, who's in Australia, and then Kaylor, who's
And Andrea.
in Andrea. Um, I saw she was hanging out with Daniela too a little bit. I don't know. It probably is overwhelming. She wasn't the most liked, but I don't think she was disliked really that much. But people didn't like her and Kendall, or they didn't really like Kendall. But Kendall seems to be doing fine. I don't know. I can see it being overwhelming. Again, we probably won't get anything official until the reunion,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I'm
It
like,
looks
okay,
like
it's
we're gonna have to
something,
wait and see.
some new information to look forward to.
Yeah. And then like, yeah, we'll just have to see, but it's not looking great. And
It's
it's
not.
crazy because everybody's suspicions were true. Someone said this under the video of Kendall, under Kendall's interview.
Oh yeah.
They said Nicole went from telling him he's her everything and she loves him to very obviously ending it a day later. Only reason must be the video, which is sad. I never loved Kendall that much, but I do feel bad for him in this situation. Good for him for not letting it bring him down. He was in good spirits.
He was. I feel like in better spirits than we ever really saw him in the villa. But
Yeah.
I'm also like,
Kendall's at the
okay,
club with
commenter,
Kenny.
you don't know for sure Nicole's reasoning or anything. This sometimes the Love Island commenters, like Twitter people and people in the comments, they act as if they know things for a fact. And I'm
Right. And
like,
it's like,
y'all don't know
how did
anything.
how did you get that from this interview? Like I think I sent this to you, Brendan. I'm like, what are they saying? Because you would think from this comment that he said, yeah, we're not together anymore. The video really upset her. And it's like, that's not
Right?
what he said at all. He
No.
said the opposite. He just said they have a lot to talk about. Excuse me. He's giving her space. He is cool with being on social media. She's not.
Yeah.
So he wants to get on his social media bag and go to the club with Kenny and do host events with Kenny. So
And
we'll see.
kick people out of the um
Sections.
section, but then
Uh,
get drinks with them the next day or the day after.
oh, is that what happened? Is you saw this?
Yeah, they like went back and like they like so I think it was like a pool party or something. I don't know. And
He
they all
invited them.
yeah, and they all
Of
like
course he
took
did.
shots together or stuff. So
Kendall don't stand on shit. He's like, oh my gosh, I made two people mad. Please have $1 million.
well, Janae I think
Well,
commented
what
under
he
the
did
girl's
was wrong.
video and was
So,
just like, I'm gonna talk to Kendall. So maybe Janae got in his ear and was just like, you need to make this right.
which seems to be a theme for women in Kendall's life.
It seems to
You
be.
need to say sorry to the girls. Sorry for not having your back and cause her.
It's all right, Kendall.
Oh, Kendall, it's okay.
Mm.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, that was pretty much the interview. He also talked a lot about like his perspective, and and I
Hmm.
remember, I think we discussed this because Kendall was basically like the girls and the guys had two different mindsets going into Casa. And I said this to you when we were breaking it down. I was like, they must think of Casa in different ways. Because the girls are like, we will test, but we love them. And the boys are like, we will test and fuck these girls here in Casa.
We will bring them back because it's like testing them side by side, but
In person
wait,
in
they didn't
4K.
think the same thing. And then
We
the hosts were just like, yeah, because y'all did it dumb. And they're like, yeah, we did it
he,
stupid.
no, he admitted that it was stupid, but it was like, no, y'all were testing everything and you didn't need to do
Yeah.
all that. And the girls were like, no, we're not, we don't even like these. They brought us five ugly men,
They brought
six.
us the worst crop of Casa guys.
This guy said that he dated two people at the same time and they didn't know.
Mm. And then there's
That's some
Kane, and he was just picked because Liv needed someone.
literally needed someone to stay with her.
Mm.
So that was basically his justification for why he was like so
He even
whatever.
tried to
And
jump around that though, where he was just like, yeah, like the thing is, like, I hype up my boys, so there's that. And they were just like, well, it wasn't just hyping up the boys, you were kind of disparaging the women as
yeah.
well. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I totally feel bad about it. Like, the thing about me is I feel bad about that. And it's like, do you? He's like, yeah, Serena's one of my closest friends.
He called
Because he
her like
also,
her nickname or something.
yeah, they brought up how when he was like confronting Serena after she said, fuck you, Kendall, he was like getting all up in her face. And he's like, yeah, I was watching that. And I didn't realize in that moment how in her face I was. And it's like, yeah, you were like cornering her.
Yeah, he was. I didn't even see it like that, but a lot of people broke down that clip specifically to be like, look, and Cordell is kind of like watching on the side, making sure she's good. And I was like, did it really go down like that?
I
I
think he was
didn't see
getting
it like
food.
that.
But
Yeah, like they
maybe.
just maybe. And I mean, he took responsibility for that too.
Yeah.
I think they were all just in the kitchen, but
Yeah.
because if Kendall disrespected Serena in front of Cordell, that would have been a thing. We would have seen
Yeah.
it go down, you know? And so if
Mm-hmm.
Cordell is standing there and can hear them and sees it, and Serena's not here saying that anything happened and fuck Kendall and this and that, then I'm pretty sure they're okay, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe something did happen. So he like took responsibility, kind of, and that was kind of it.
Yeah. You know.
That was it for the Kendall one.
That was. Didn't learn too much. Learned a whole lot of nothing, but some accountability, like you said, so that's good, I guess.
Yeah, he
Um,
was just like, I mean, he did take responsibility for the whole like I love you thing, like feeling away about her not saying it back. I guess a producer while he was crying like had to like talk him off the ledge like Kendall, she needs space to process her. He's like she doesn't love me. Like
yeah,
Kendall, she needs space to process her feelings too, dude. Like and he's like you're right.
yeah. Uh,
How old is Kendall?
he's, I think I would guess 26, 27, maybe 28. But yeah, that was his interview. PPG's been doing a few that I've liked. Um,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
they had
showing
two
their,
good ET interviews.
yes, and they had one with the Nikki and Brie, which is such a random Love Island podcast for it to be like the Bella twins. But anyways, but
What? Explain. What does that mean?
Nikki and Brie, they were like wrestlers. They were the Bella twins on Total Divas.
And they were on Love Island?
No, they do like this Love Island podcast.
Oh.
I
Oh,
don't
the
know
one
why.
that they talk about on the show?
Yeah.
That's different.
That's the thing. I was like, why them? It was random, but I guess
Huh.
because they, I don't get
Maybe
it, but
they're OG fans.
maybe.
Hmm.
But it was one funny moment where they were talking about how they all constantly repeat the with the Cordell and Leah argument. Cordell being like, "Leah, I fuck with you, but what the fuck?" I'm like, that's funny.
And she was immediately like, Cordell, this morning over there, you told me.
But then they
You
said
said
apparently Janae was the one who told Serena.
the 90-10.
Yes, but
I'm
Leah like
dead.
took it
Repeated
for
it.
them. or like was kind of like taking the fall for it. It was just like covering for Janae or something. I don't know. But then they were like, we don't think it came from Miguel. And then people commenting were just like, they need to watch the show because they'll see. And then another person was like, they lived it. I think they would know, not an
Yeah,
edited version of it. But
it's
whatever.
true. Cause you claim you heard Miguel say it. I only heard Leah say it.
He said 90, but then Leah took it wrong. It was a mess. It just was a
They
mess.
were all sleep deprived. This is not time to do math
It's
and tell
not.
people you love them. It's not the
Right.
time or place.
It's not.
Wait till
Um,
you get home.
right. But their interviews have been cute. I loved it. They had
So
dresses
cute.
that were like the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, did they?
Like the colors.
Um, it's been kind of quiet on TikTok this week for them, but I've kind of been watching the Olympics.
Yeah, they've been posting a little bit, but it's chill stuff. There's not as much drama this week, which
Well, we have 12 days until, wait, it's the 19th, right? For the
yes.
reunion.
So we have 12 days, yeah.
We have 12 days until the reunion, so we'll see.
Yes, I'm excited. But I think that's pretty much it for the interviews. Have we, should we let them know what we might want to watch and cover next or like start to watch?
Sure.
So, we had been debating what we were gonna do next, and we do enjoy Love Island. We've gotten a couple comments being like, "Oh, you need to cover these seasons of Love Island and stuff like that." And so I was working from home yesterday and I was like, let me go on Hulu real quick because Love Island, the first three seasons are not on Peacock, they're on Hulu. And I also
Oh,
saw that they have all of the UK Love Island on Hulu, like up to the current season.
what?
And I guess there's only 11 seasons. I thought there was a lot more. But
Hmm.
but I maybe I need to Google because maybe they don't have everything, but I think they do. So I was just like, interesting. But I watched the season 2 premiere and it was quite interesting. Different vibes, interesting people, but I feel like it could be. I was texting Maggie, I was like, this could be something. This could have some
Yeah.
material. So maybe we should start it and give it a try. So
Y'all let us know what you think.
yeah, we'll cover the premiere. We'll see how we're feeling. We'll probably do if we do, we'll probably pace it out more too, because like with Love Island, it was live, so we had to do it like twice a week. This one we could be like, okay, let's just do a few episodes maybe, or like if we do the whole season, but we might dip our toe in it because again, different vibes, which we'll get more into, and different host. It was Selly's season who
Season, okay.
she was been on After Sun and all that. Justine's season. There was this guy, I think his name was Carrington or something, but I think if I remember correctly,
That sounds familiar.
he was who people wanted the bombshell to be this season, but it was Harrison
Oh,
instead. If I'm
that's
getting the
funny.
names right. I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure why based off the first episode, but maybe as the season progresses.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So we're gonna dip our toes into this Love Island season 2. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. That should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also for the YouTube watchers, you probably see me play with my hair a bunch of times. My hair is unmanageable and disgusting. I'm getting a haircut this weekend. I'm so over it. So
Oh, are you?
look forward to that. I'm just like,
Brandon's face changes every couple of days.
it does.
I bet between each of our episodes, you look different.
I
Either
love
it's just
it.
cool how a man can change their look so fast, or a
Chameleon.
girl with short hair,
Yes.
or a person with short hair. Because you'll come to the gym shaved, and I'm like, oh, Brandon, you look different. Or then you'll cut your hair, or then did they trim your eyebrows?
No, I do my own eyebrows.
Look at that. See, he's always changing it up. I was like, even the eyebrows change. It's so
Do they
interesting.
really? Oh, sometimes I wait too long to do it, so I can get that. Yeah,
Okay, he does his
we
own
try,
eyebrows.
we try. But yeah, y'all, stay tuned for all of that fun stuff. We're excited
Stay
to start it.
tuned.
But yeah, we'll talk to y'all next time. This has been so much fun. Loved it so much. Made my day, made my week. Um, in the in the meantime, y'all should rate and review us on Apple Podcasts at the Shade of It All. Give us five
Do it.
stars. Write a nice review. Give us all 5 stars on Spotify as well. Follow us on TikTok at the Shade of It All Podcast. We're still posting fun clips. You can follow us on Instagram at the Shade of It All Pod. Like we say every episode, one day we'll start posting. But and also if you want to see our
One
beautiful
day.
faces, one day, if you want to see our beautiful faces, we do post on YouTube consistently with every episode. So you can watch us instead of
You
just listening. So subscribe to that
too.
channel, view the video, give it a like, comment on it, And we'll
Mm-hmm.
talk to you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Oh.